Thanks for the stream. No! No! Although, I don't know. Maybe I should just cut my losses and stop here. I can't wait for the super secret twist that everyone just dies when they're liberated. And that Wilfred has been forging all the imp messages. That's what I assume is going to happen, but we'll see. Alright, let's see. Thank you for the stream, we'll miss you. On history, this book cannot accompany you if you should earn your freedom. It is to remain here for your successors, for it is bound together inextricably with us. There's no sorcery, however, to prohibit you from spreading forth its teachings. We charge you to go forth and share what you have learned along your path. Reveal not the rites themselves, nor the existence of this book. Transcend its bounded limitations, for it cannot be transcribed. Any such attempts shall fail. Beware of those who would dare to read it on the other side. Under their guise of seeking wisdom may yet lurk a much darker desire to undo that which we strive to do. Clueless. Who would ever do that? Hello. The liberation rite of May. Oh, right. That's what we did last. The pain. The lone minstrel back in the wagon, looking as though no such thing had just occurred this night. Wait. After the liberation of May, you find the lone minstrel back in the wagon, looking as though no such thing had just occurred this night. You think you see him tilt his head as you approach. Some words of congratulations are in order for this evening, I should think, reader, and so congratulations on prevailing in the liberation rite. Surely May shall be most grateful, and her safe return onto the Commonwealth ought benefit the plan in which you all know play a part. As for your adversaries of the Essence, this must have been a bitter loss for them and Tamitha, although they must have known their chance was far from certain. Thus shall we await the next turn of the cycle of the rites. Celeste and I are to return to our respective duties for the time, and now Scribe's Gate is sealed. I await when next we shall meet. When next you may yet live up to the glory of the Nightwings in the eyes of the 8 scribes which yet shine down for us. He trails off, then nods to you in his cordial manner, and bids you a good rest of the evening. Give me the mushrooms, thank you. I forgot about the Pamitha stuff. Yes. We'll probably liberate Pamitha next. Because I am not liberating Wolfred, and I'm not liberating Bertrude because I need her on my team. So, yeah, if we get another liberation rite, we will use it on Pamitha, I think. Or I don't know, we'll see. Maybe a new person will join our group or something, but... At dawn, your companions are prepared to depart. Everyone is silent. Your travels are to take you back to the Isle of Kaelmer, but soon after, the stars shall draw you here again. Dude, this is so depressing, though. You can, in fact, ban the Nan from leaving. She's too good. I need her on my team. Fuck you. How dare you, you Nightwing scum! You blasted folks, you cannot intimidate the accusers. We shall face you soon enough in a forthcoming right, but first we have another pack of fools whom we must vanquish shortly. Until then, stay out of our way. Who are we even fighting next? Isn't that the true Nightwings logo? Oh no. Again, we return to the Isle of Kaelmer, hidden in the storm. I have met very few who know of it at all, much less have walked upon its stones and sands. Disconcerting tales of the demise of Kaelmer Ropecaller, who met his end there on that isle. The imps that swarm and breed across the place seem not to mind. Having paid witness to the rites firsthand, they have become rather obsessed with it. I sometimes wonder if it is more difficult to conduct the rites with such a boisterous audience. May the chastity find their way shortly, so that the imps may have the contest they desire. Oh, it's the chastity. Okay, that we're doing next. It must be our logo that's showing because that's what we have to go. If we express an interest in taking this route to the Isle of Kaelmer. Barber Reef, huh? We've been to Sharp Shoal before. It says unusual presence here bearing word of your adversary. No, we'll go this way. Repair the wagon wheel? What's wrong with the wagon wheel? In spite of having checked earlier, I realized the black wagon suffered some damage to one of its wheels. Wilfred is already working on repairs, but not having much luck. This old wheel has often been the bane of my existence, my girl. Hours later, the wheel is fit for travel again, although fixing it seemed to take a toll on him. -1 hope. Okay, sure, whatever. It is what it is. Oh, we swam across. Okay. I thought there'd be enough room for us to drive, but evidently not. Ooh, a shop. Alright, let's see. Hey guys, say whatever happened to that May you brought in here sometimes, you know, the loopy one, frizzy hair, always handling all the merchandise. I liked her. Oh, I'm sorry. -1 hope, yeah, and dude, that's been me this whole playthrough, Wolfred. Suck it up. Everything's so expensive. I couldn't even buy the rings, but I don't think I want to buy them now. You know what? I'm just gonna use these serums on Bertrude, I think. I don't think I can really afford much. I mean, I would like this. I'm not selling my companions as talismans in case I get to return them to them. Because I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm so attached to them. I don't care what anyone says. Kori's over here working on negative hope, already convinced everyone liberated is dead. Well, I don't know if that's actually the case, but I'm worried that it might be. I spent so much money on buying this. Didn't I? No, we don't even really need it. No, we've been using it, I think, actually. You know what? I'm just gonna... Wait. You're just a normal talisman, right? Yeah. I'll settle for this. They're leaving, Dad. Just look at how much we got this time. Aww. They're so cute. Oh, there's a new book page. Power building over here. Hello. Downside diseases. Ailments of the downsides often give no warning when they strike. Those who keep moving and make no attempt to settle, they reduce their risks. The afflictions come in multiple varieties. In the bogs of flagging hands, a pallor tends to sink into the skin and then into the mind. The nauseating sea of solids north of there is difficult for some to tolerate. Very hot or very cold environments bring their own specific side effects. My coat is not as lustrous now. My fangs are long. Like all aspects of the downside, all these ailments share a purpose. To test your body, mind, and spirit. They only appear to harm. Accept them, surpass them, move on. Fuck it. Give her more quickness. Just make her go zooming. Oh, it's already at the highest rank. Damn. I don't think I can upgrade this one, can I? No. Tizo, what are you running here? Peaceful abilities cost less stamina. That's not too bad. Here you go. Honestly, maybe give Tizo extra hope, but... Does the hope buff apply to his sapling as well? To Wolfred's? Do we know this? God, there's another liberation rite coming up so soon. God, that is... I can't do it anymore! Alright, let's commence the rite. Everything is prepared and night is just beginning to take hold above the murky waters of Isle of Kielmar when Wolfred gets your attention. Reader, I suppose you might remember our first meeting with that manly Tinderstauf. You would be mortified, of course, if you forgot. I would say that he is an embarrassment to my kind, but unfortunately I have known many others like him. We are a discontented people, I suppose. Hey, Lucky. Anyway, when last we saw him, you might recall that I avoided him. We are not good acquaintances or anything, but... he knows enough people in high places that he could be harmful to our plans should he know of my involvement, and so... Wilfred dons his ritual mask. I shall have to be discreet here. As I am with the Nightwings once again, I can no longer hide from him outright. Perhaps, though, he shall take me for a common sap. Anyhow, it seems to me we have a right to conduct. Are the runs doing good today? The suffering hasn't quite started yet, Lucky, so I think I'm okay.
Arch beast, Sungris. Biolantheus.
For now. For now, indeed, yeah. I'm here to be emotionally damaged.
Seems the stars once more have mustered wherewithal to usher in
You're here
the
just in
night.
time.
The sky grows dimmer by the day. An age is ending. Surely you must know by now that you shall never all be free. Yet
I know.
still you struggle to fulfill some senseless plan. But I digress, of course. Some of us still honor the tradition. Some of us hold dear the teachings of the scribes.
Shut up, dumb voice. My, what have we here? Why, the Nightwings come to grace us with their presence once again. You think that you can simply cut us down like last time? Is that it? He sends Wolfred reaching out to you. Reader, let us indulge him for the time. Perhaps he shall reveal something we can use to provide a disincentive for his meddling. Just let him keep on talking. I shall attempt to remain hidden. And my, the colors of those raiments! I mean, they are rather gaudy in this light, I have to say, though I mean no offense at this, of course. So, do you suppose the rite is going to commence soon? As much as I enjoy our chats like this, I do have to get going soon. If you must know why, I'm expecting an important message from the other side, no less, come dawn. I hear something is brewing out there, some sort of unrest, Snob Kori sounds different. So yes, it's a very important message, sent all this way by one of those imp couriers, and I must say, those little things, their services are certainly not cheap. Though I'm sure that I could get you a good deal on their services if you wish, perhaps to contact a loved one back home. All I ask, of course, is that you stand aside and let the chastity prevail, as well we ought. For I've a date with destiny not long from now upon the fall of Solian. Oh ho! Continues talking for some time until at last the rite is set to start. Oh my, look at this wonderful assembly of exiles come from all different corners. Such a colorful retinue you Nightwings have. You know, I heard the most preposterous rumor about you, that you are harboring an especially notorious criminal, one who has designs upon the Commonwealth itself. Looks right at Wolfred. But I could not imagine such outlandish tales could possibly be true. Anyhow, I so would like to meet everyone here. Hello, good Nightwings. I am H. Manly Tinderstauf, and truly, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Manly has intruded on your privacy as you set to choosing your triumvirate. He could not be less welcome. He seems to be searching for someone in your ranks. Oh, Jesus. Ask him really politely. Manly seems to respond to behavior similar to his own. You could send him away. Warn him to back off immediately. Perhaps a broken limb or two might cause Manly to think better of such antics next time. We'll ask him to leave. It's just so manly that perhaps he ought to check on his own triumvirate and the keep moments prior to the rite. Why, yes, of course, of course. I was just taking the opportunity to bid all of you salutations, for I so enjoy getting to meet my fellow exiles face to face like this. Yes, yes, there may be rules against this type of thing, but who's counting, am I right? I'm sure the scribes wouldn't mind if they were here. Anyway, now that you mention it, I ought to go check on my wonderful colleagues. See you shortly, and good luck. Gwen leaves at last, leaving you to focus on the rites again.
Who shall it be this time? Volfred. Tizo.
Count Bandanan!
It is done.
That insufferable sap a blight upon his kind, and an adversary we should like to pick apart. Are you quite ready yet, oh Nightwings? I doubt you are. Because my colleagues of the Chastity and I, we have a trick or two we think that shall take you by surprise. Just to watch. He's got Theseus energy. I love it.
Now begin. The Nightwings thus assert themselves.
Let's go!
A mere attempt.
Just gotta wait for Tizo to come back. Get in there!
Deliverance.
Oh, I got the quest. I didn't read it. Hi, Relic. How are you? Wolfred Sandalwood. Why? Is it really you, my dear friend? You must be mistaking me for someone else, Manly. However do you mean? I'd recognize that upright posture of yours from anywhere. I knew it had to be you. Oh, what a glorious surprise indeed. Mayo emo. I'm doing fine. I'm glad to hear. Oh, it's me, all right. But you're no friend of mine, Manly. No more than I am yours. So cut your nonsense for a change and face me like a proper sap. Oh, to have such spark left in those old limbs of yours. Well, if you want me to be rude, then fine. Let's have it your way, sir.
That manly Tinderstout has such a mind for politics. Would that he focused on the rights.
The voice is so sassy, man. Alright, I'm out of here. Sort of missed the goal a little bit, but...
Much more of that. This is the path to glory.
No, Tizo! Okay, we take it easy for a minute here. There we go. Ah, Tizo died again. God damn it. Quickly, Manly, get in there! Not enough time. Ooh, I got him. Alright, Tizo's back.
Yes.
Get in there! No!
All of the Nightwings
No!
vanished.
That's so bad! Oh, Tizo might make it back in time. Yes! Can I use the portal with the orb? Ah! I finally got to use it! I'm so happy.
Outside for Manly.
Oh, I didn't have stamina to jump. That was my bad. That's fine.
Pyre cannot take much more of that.
Quick reset.
Gertrude plunged into the adversary's fire.
Minus 32.
Now end the ceremony.
Ah!
Manly vanished.
Yes!
One triumph
Okay, Wolfred, go! Yeah! A photo finish.
Fine, yes, you prevailed again. Mayhap the scribes
Fine, yes,
simply
you
struck them
prevail
down
again.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
My word, how could this happen to me? You deceitful, ignorant, utterly uncouth pack of fools. Have you any idea what you've done? Wolfert watches the outburst in silence. Keep spouting off like that, Manlin. You shall reveal all we need to know. You harbor such a fear within your heart there, don't you? Coming from the aristocracy and now in exile. Oh, they must speak of you. What would they think of you if you don't get out? Or even if you do? Wolfert remains deep in thought, studying his adversary. There, I see. Now. Then Wolfert recedes into the shadows. What? My head? Ooh. Oh, I believe there must be some mistake. I have to go. Ta-ta. Fine evening to you now. It's been a pleasure. Genuinely so. Huh? Did Manly speak into his head? And there he goes. I've lifted certain burdens from him for the time. A bit of mercy for his sake, for my people's sake. Must have been. As well, it should ensure he has no lasting memory of our encounter here. Or running into me. Now let's head off before he catches up with us again. What, you have this power? You can delete people's memories and we're just gonna brush that off?
The rites do tend to teach something of trust.
Wolfred?
Even Wolfred there would see the light.
If he can do that, then... Is this why Orlick is so mad at him? Maybe he tried altering Orlick's memories as well? Maybe what he told us didn't happen at all? It's crazy that this just... Fucking hell, what the fuck? I don't trust Wolfred, I'm sorry! Long did I bide my time in anticipation that one day the Nightwings would reform under a common cause. To be part of it myself, it nourishes the spirit. Just casually dropping that bomb in after game conversation. Yeah, what the hell?
Now go and wallow in the downside for a while.
Yes, boys. I can't believe that though. That's insane. Hey, Sock. All will be revealed. I'm dying. I can't wait. Inside the wagon, after besting the chastity, Tizo is discussing aspects of the outcome with the others when the lone minstrel seeks you out. Pardon the interruption, reader, though I need to ask a moment of your time while the night was clear enough for you to see. Please, come have a look outside. Perhaps the news of your next destination may further stir the hearts of your companions. Hello, how's it been? Heartbreaking, confusing, and... yeah, that's about it. We're aiming to finish this game today, so we'll see how it goes. And I'm very nervous about it, to be honest. Among what stars yet remain shining in the night, one of them now burns as bright as ever, as you have seen. Path of Freedom calls to you again. Answer its call. Never seen this game. Arthur looks really nice. It's a super giant game. It's by the same people that did Hades, Transistor, and Bastion, if you're interested. It's very, very good. We ballin' and we ballin'. Yeah, basically. So we're up against the Dissidents next. Okay. Well, off we go. The art is so inspiring though. I've recently picked up digital art myself and this game has been a big inspiration to me. The cycle turns even more quickly now, until such time as it shall shudder to a halt. It makes a sound then almost like a laugh. I forget myself, reader. I should not say such things. The scribes, they would say that one ought focus on the path in front of her. When we set forth to walk along a long and labored path, it can be all too much. If we stand back and look upon it as a whole, we may well decide to turn around. But if we begin to walk, whilst casting down our gaze, and whilst resting well the urge to look too far ahead, we may make steady, careful progress. Soon enough, we may arrive where we endeavored. Lone Minstrel Blister, good evening. You had best retire for the night, for when first daylight comes, it shall be time again to take to the skies. Sandra? Nothing from her still. Baby steps. Yeah, basically. Let's see. Oh! Oralek! The wagon reels from the impact of some sort of massive object slamming into it mid-flight. Falls, Nightwings. Oralek calls down to all of you from atop his wagon. Again you seek to climb that cursed mountain beneath us. Again you seek to take my rightful place. Karma. I should send you crashing down to it that you might fall as I have. This guy looks badass. He's so fucking cool. He stares down at all of you. But I shall not. Rather, we shall meet upon the summit ere the last cycle of the rites is ended. Until then. Great card timing. It says Pamitha shall gain favor from the scribes if you land here. It says Wolfred shall gain. I want to liberate Pamitha next, I think. Make landing on the sacred Mount Alodiel after your encounter with Oralek. Oralek speaks the truth. He has a right to gain the summit. When the time comes, Celeste shall deem him worthy, and I shall let him pass. While he has transgressed against the rites, he has also already been anointed and prevailed. Nothing is written in the book on this, and liberty ought already be his. For the time, it seems that he has not yet traveled to the summit. Perhaps he is still making preparations with his fellow exiles. When exactly Oralek intends to make good on his promise, he did not make clear. For now, you are to confront Barker and the dissidents upon the summit. But first, you may prepare. Later that afternoon, you accompany Pamitha through the old masonry of Temple Cistern to the monument of Under King Ors. What will you do when all of this is over, Pamitha? You're going to run away? Let's face it, you're probably not good at getting out of here. So then you can either go live out your days under some rocks somewhere, or maybe these, who call you your friend, maybe they mean it? Return to the wagon after she's finished paying her respects. The summit awaits, but first, there is time to continue practicing your vocations. Oh, am I finally learning about Pamitha? I find Pamitha by herself again, though her expression has grown darker than her custom. Leave me be, would you, reader darling? Trying to get some good and proper moping done here, and you're distracting me. Leave me be, reader. Just leave me be, reader. Just leave me be. You don't want to know what's lurking in my heart or mind. What you'll find there isn't pretty. It's something about her thought process is different to you now. You know that with her conditioning, she can resist your scrutiny, but now her thoughts are laid bare to you. I mean, she asked me not to do it, but I really want to learn more about her. It might not be the right thing to do, but I want to know. I'm sorry. I'm gonna see what she's thinking. Pamitha seems to be inviting you into her thoughts. You remain there in that lonesome space with her. What is it going to take? I wondered, Pamitha. Shall I just go ahead and kill them all? That would be proof enough, perhaps, about my loyalties to you and to our sisters. Perhaps I ought to start with this one right in front of me. The bond between you severs as Pamitha opens her eyes and stares at you. Then she smiles sweetly and gives a gentle laugh. You see, reader darling, my thoughts are rather cumbersome at times. But do not fear, I have them very well under control. Still, thoughts being the loathsome thing they are, I nonetheless cannot fully suppress them. She exhales and looks askance. You know by now why I am in this mess with all of you. You could say I lack Pamitha's sense of commitment, her zeal. She lives only to see your nation overthrown, or something worse if she could have her way. Centuries of conflict can be quite emboldening that way, especially when one's sister is leading cause of death. This Commonwealth forged seal. Wielded with the utmost of mercy, of course. Well, I had little patience for the senselessness of it myself. Became a bit of a pariah, I suppose. I knew Tamitha was going to get herself and others killed someday, so when she was to fly out on this one big mission of hers, I had other arrangements made. But after she was caught, your people did not exactly uphold their end of the bargain. I knew there were such risks, of course, and yet a chance is still a chance. Tamitha was clipped and cast down. A mercy, they called it. I did not see it that way, and in my growing protests of her treatment, I was soon enough to follow. She fell silent for a while. Iskata, I haven't yet decided if I entirely regret my actions, but I do seek Tamitha's forgiveness, and wish that she could see my thoughts for what they are, as it seems you can. Then she might realize our nation's people have much more in common than she knows. Sometimes I wonder which of them's the stupider. She brushes past you and out of the wagon for now. She made repeated attempts to make contact with enemy combatants taken into custody. As mercy guides our hand, we spare your lives, but rid ourselves of you from a sentencing ceremony. Wow. Her state she remained loyal to the Highwing remnants despite claims to the contrary. She was a talent ace of the Highwing remnants who possessed the talent of her sisters but not their single-minded zeal. She grew weary of the fighting and decided she would put an end to it. Thus, when a critical battle approached, the Commonwealth was waiting, and her own blood sister was among the harps captured and clipped. She was more guilt-stricken by this turn than she expected. When she attempted to contact her blood sister in exile, she was told that she could seek her firsthand and was exiled in turn. Oh... I see. Ah, poor Tamitha, huh? Alright, anyone about to level up? Tizo's pretty close. Screonk! At a remote spot where you and Tizo can discuss any of his misgivings or fears about your journey or your fellow exiles. The conversation gives perspective and relief. The hidden power, a terrible unbridled fury seems to have awakened within Tizo. Squeaky hat! All in all, he seems very enthusiastic about it. Alright, let's see. I'll take the moves much faster, thank you very much. Squeaky. Tizo appreciates that you took the time to hear him out. I'd love to talk more about Tamitha, but it's spoilers for the ending. Yes, please, no spoilers. We'll have a big discussion and thoughts at the end. I'd say after we're done, because we'll be finishing the game most likely today. So we'll have some time to talk about it. They said that describes this house. Keep watch what describes it. Only worthy when past the gate. Okay. I love you, funny orange bat. Oh. Oh no, this is gonna kill me. A messenger imp with news and rumors from the other side somehow tracks you down in the ancient formations of Mount Alodial. The imp's message pertains to May, who you liberate at the fall of Solium, and whose past transgressions have all been forgiven since her return to the Commonwealth. You learn that she was taken in by a well-to-do foster family and was to be given private schooling of the highest order in the Astralis tradition, a theocratic sect believing divine authority rests within the stars. They alone dictate the future. They all return as stars, so much brighter should we live with glory. Aww. Promised her that in time she might one day have the honor of teaching the children of the Commonwealth herself. However, she soon went her own way, insisting that the 8 scribes themselves were calling her. She started wandering again all on her own. That is until she located Wolfred's agents. Thus, her wandering ceased and the ranks of the revolution grew stronger. May also left a simple message: believe in the scribes. You thank the messenger imp for the report as your companions gather to discuss. Excuse me, let me take a drink. She has the manner of a saint, that one. She knows in her heart the tradition of the scribes. She better be more careful, else they'll throw her right back in here with the rest of us. He's will misses having May around, though was pleased to hear that she is well. That one, very powerful indeed, a sorceress of sorts. A certain air about her, most intriguing. News of May's liberation fills the Unified exiles with newfound resolve. Wish May luck. Ay, 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 ay. You return once more to Scribe's Gate, where the gate guardian waits under a dim sky. The exiles of the Nightwings and you, Tarek. This is to be one of our final meetings. Greetings, Celeste. The Nightwings are prepared, and afterwards I would have words with you in private, if you please. It seems to me rather late for words now, Tarek, but I shall hear them once your charges cross the gate. Now, all of you, come forth. Please state your names and what it is that you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. Once more your companions cross the gate, one after another, and once more you follow them in turn. Celeste regards you all, then waves you through toward the summit. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. And Tariq? Aye, Celeste. You may rejoin the others in a while. For now, I would hear those words of yours. Certainly, Celeste. Everyone, I shall see you... I shall see you shortly. Well, I want to hear what they're saying!
Open wide, hear the song of morning for the lost and lonesome bride on the hill and in the valley, where the weeping flowers hide from the song of gentle morning. Lost and lonesome bride, now he roams through hill and valley, and the canyons open wide, singing songs of gentle morning for his lost and lonesome bride, for his lost and lonesome bride.
Oh, hey guys, it's gotten real cold again up here, but it's worth it. Let me tell you, got a lot of customers been stopping by. Okay, I may have been exaggerating just a little, since I have been waiting here a little while, I guess. But you're buying anything? I do like extra quickness. I do like extra presence as well. Thank you for lurk, Sasha. And hey, Blair. I was trying to listen to the song because I wanted to find out who they're singing about, but it could be anyone. I'm thinking it could be about the lone minstrel, about Tariq himself. But that didn't quite sit right with me. I don't know who else it could apply to, though. Maybe one of the scribes, but I don't think so. Who knows who it's about? I doubt it's about Oralek. I really strongly doubt it's about Oralek, so I don't know. I'll just have to find out. Tell all your friends about us because I already told mine. Okay, let's see. I must come again to deliver one of your fellow exiles to a homecoming in the Commonwealth, lest your adversary, the dissidents, achieve the same instead. It's about me. The lone minstrel has returned, approaches as you await the signal from the stars. There's something that I wish to ask you, reader, something which ordinarily would not be my place to discuss in any detail. You have observed the stars. If you would not mind my asking you in such a direct manner, how many liberation rites are you supposing yet remain? I don't know. I don't know. Epsilon Minstrel asks a leading question to break the news that this is your final stand. The rate at which the stars are vanishing and the cycle is hastening leads you to only one conclusion. The stars and future liberation rites be damned, what matters is what happens here now. You know what? I like that response. I have thought about it, but I don't know. Make no attempts to guess at the number of remaining liberation rites, for you have more immediate concerns, but the lone minstrel only shakes his head. I see. I thought that this was something you had wished to know, though perhaps not knowing it is just as well. My only wish is that you and the Nightwings may yet make the most of your remaining time together thus. As to what shall happen once the final liberation rite is ended, we soon shall both find out. But lo, it seems that we are called upon once more. Look forth. Perfect for the worm ending. No! Fuck!
Reader, I would ask that you think back for just a moment, if you please.
Of course.
When you first looked upon the Book of Rites, think back upon the words that it revealed. Oblige the voice that tells you more.
You sassy bitch!
The voice that tells you more. Would that the scribes were here among us still. I would not sing your praises to them, rest assured. I trust that you shall savor this occasion. You shan't have to oblige me for much longer.
Oh, I didn't see we got Giga Chat now. Yes, we have new animated emotes. I have them up. I drew a static version of Kori Noted instead. I haven't had the time to do a popcorn one yet, but yeah. Ah. Yeah, I really like it. But I'll still get it commissioned once the time comes, but I saw sad to lose Kori Noted, but it's for the greater good. Yeah, I mean, I think the new animated emotes are really nice. I really like them. The pyres burn and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. I concur. The pyres burn and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the dissidents, come forth now and declare yourself and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. Barker burst out from some hidden corner laughing as he paused his mask. A real pleasure to be here, mates. Truly, Barker Ashpaws. Call me Barker, though, alright? By the by, it was a real pisser getting here, you know? Begging your pardon, Barker Ashpaws, you thusly speak upon the summit of the sacred mountain. Oh my, so terribly sorry to offend you there, lassie. I forgot we got the stars above up there to make me watch my language. Though, let's get one thing straight, lassie. I don't give a bother for your sacred mountain, so you take it and you shove it. Me and my pack were here just for the laughs, you got that? The other side ain't any better than this one. We ain't interested in your freedom. But just the same, we're gonna get it. Take it from those wee little babes that are so antsy for it. Hear that, you Nightwings? We better put up a good fight here, or I ain't gonna be happy, understand? Then he shoves his mask back on. Right, come on then. Let's hurry up and get this damn thing started. Okay. Ow. Why did my model twitch? Nightwings, your choice. In whose name shall you conduct this liberation rite? Of course. A literal shoe on head. A model mama made a Milo ornament. I DM'd it to you. Oh, nice. Yes, let's see it. Let's see it. Cute! I like it. Thank you, Milo. Milo ornament.png. I like it. Let's see. Oh, should I put it on my braid? There you go. How is this, Milo? Alright, there you go. I wish you the wisdom of the scribes in making your choice, reader. And I wish you to come prepare our song with me, Tariq. Hanging on for dear life.
Attempt to send home this time.
Wilfred is unworthy. L plus ratio plus unworthy. Well, Pamatha. So I'm to get my shot at all this then. Oh, very thoughtful of you, reader darling.
Who shall stand with her? Wilfred.
Let us prevail on this night for you, Pamatha, and for the good of our ailing nation.
Bertrude.
We are prepared to face our adversaries here and secure for that one her return.
Very well.
Alright then, mates. Some are waiting. No more holding back. Let's rip them to shreds. Let's go, let's go, let's go. That was just like a fate name I would have given someone named Pamela when drunk.
Commence.
Oh my god. This theme is so good. Like the guitars from the Dissidents. Oh fuck! I got shit on. What in the... Ah! Alright, mates. Something's gone right funny with that orb, as I can tell. Better laugh it up while we still can, eh? Indeed, something strange seems to have happened to the celestial orb. It shudders now as though possessed of the same chaotic power as your adversaries. Ah, shit. What does this mean? Ah, I was stunned. Shit. What? Where is it? It's flying. Fuck. Holy shit, they're popping off! Holy shit! Oh my god! That was crazy! Fuck! Sorry. Hello, Lumi. Hello. Thank you so much for the raid. Hi. We're finishing up Pyre today. I'm focusing a lot. I'm very sorry, but thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Oh shit. Get in there, Bertrand. Thank you, Lumi. We're gonna finish the game tonight, so please be wary of spoilers if you're planning on playing the game yourself. Ah, damn it.
Vanished.
Damn it! God damn it! This is really hard. No! I'm panicking for no reason.
Oh,
They respawn so quickly. Ah, damn it.
oh,
Yes!
why that was all.
Okay. Oh my god, it goes so far. Okay. That was hard.
Blasted Nightwings proved
I'll be
their
lurking. No worries. Thank you.
Their adversaries they defeated utterly. Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus the scribes have chosen the exile appointed by the Nightwings shall be free.
He's such a dick about
Absolved of
it.
all misdeeds. Return to glory in the Commonwealth. Her adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful.
But he's really dragging this out. What a joke. Kira was thinking we were gonna make him cry after all this. Come on, mates. I've had it with the stuck-up place. Let's get out of here already, eh? No, the crying is gonna happen like half an hour from now. So, when am I supposed to give a speech or something then? Reader darling, all of you, look, I have no idea why you picked me. Well, I do have one, but I don't think it's right. If you'd wanted to get rid of me by now, you needn't have gone to such lengths. And so, I am left only to conclude that you did this for me. The years I spent down here, in one sense, they have all been such a waste, just utterly for nothing, spectacularly so. I thought that my relationship with Tamitha had nowhere left to go but up, but, well, you know, not quite the case. But then I think on what would have become of me, but had I made no attempt to set things right, had I not done everything I have, I could not have lived with that, I think. I was so certain that my life would end down here, but I'm only now beginning to consider that the opposite may have come true instead. What I'm trying to say is thanks to all of you, I mean that. Now I guess I'd better head on back to that damned Commonwealth, so bottoms up! As the waters of the Shimmer Pool disappears from view, though her voice still rings out. I'll have to see what we can do up there, provided that my sisters hadn't had their way with it just yet. Anyway, let's find a way to keep in touch, but just in case. Goodbye. Hey 7-3, what's up? Dude, that was heartbreaking. The fact that she was like, oh, I was hoping me and my sister's relationship could improve, but I did everything I could, and it's okay, I can live with that, and I'm glad I tried. I think that's very touching. I think that she came to the realization that she did all she could, and that, you know, sometimes relationships are just beyond repair. And I like that she sort of implied that she thought she would die here, but I guess it feels to her more like her life is really only now starting. And I think that was quite beautifully said. I really liked it. I'm sorry I messed up the reading so much. I feel like I'm not doing it justice at all, but...
The cycle of the rites is nearly at an end.
Very, very beautifully said. God, even the level up screen seems depressing now. Doesn't it? Alright, what now? Return to the wagon after having prevailed against the dissidents in liberation right. Excellently done, Nightwings. Would that we make good of all such incidents. Succeeded in liberating Tamitha, who returned to the Commonwealth in glory. The last light of the stars still shines for us above. At this point, what is to become of our plan needn't be the subject of our speculation. I trust that we'll learn the outcome soon enough. 85%. Our actions to this point shall pave the way, perhaps our faith as well. So let's for now focus on this. We stand upon the brink of the last turn of the cycle of the rites. Soon we'll have a final chance to get one of you home. Now, reader, up for a little stargazing. Let's see where in the downside we shall be returning for these final rites. Turn back towards the darkness and look upon the last few stars too stubborn to relinquish their light. Naub, Gol, or Jamur. Okay. Ay, 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 ay. The dissidents no longer have any real chance of freedom before the rites are ended. I see. That evil laugh. They deserve it. It's fine. Once more you are to face the accusers then, although I wonder. Guess it's before saying anything further, you cannot sense his thoughts. I apologize. I was lost in thought there for a moment. Let's make way for the spring of Jomware, where everyone is feeling more refreshed as much as possible. On legacy, in the words of Triesta Tithys, the Blessed Born. Reader, though you shall always bear a burden, it is much lighter than the burden of a lonesome exile. Go forth and become free, then join with others such as you and lead with mercy, continuing to demonstrate your worth and knowing that the Empire's fall formed the foundation of our commonwealth. You shall cease to be a reader and become a voice both to the free and to your successors here, who shall take up this book when you no longer need it. The cycle of the rites shall see to it that you and others like you shall be liberated, ere the coming of another age. May the stars shine ever brightly on us all. That was not open before. Following Pamitha's liberation, well, Minstrel has returned to the wagon and stands as though nothing has happened here this night. Silta said a bit as you approach. Once more the Nightwings have prevailed in the liberation rite under your mindfulness, reader, a commendable achievement. Surely Pamitha shall live out her days in gratitude to you and your companions. Perhaps she may now seek Ruki there in your commonwealth. I should think Ruki would have liked to witness what took place this night. I trust that together they shall make a formidable difference to the plan which all of you endeavor to achieve. Now for the time Celeste and I are to return to our respective stations. We'll await the next turn of the cycle of the rites. May you prevail once more when we next traverse Scribe's Gate. Until then, reader, rest well under the stars. He nods and leaves you to recover after a long night. Damn it, still nothing. It is daybreak. You are to set forth now for the spring of Jomware, what appears to be the final time. Thereafter you shall return here for one last exile's final chance at liberty. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready at all. Ah, pleasure to encounter you within the skies themselves, O Nightwings. They deliberately crashed into us, Father, yet you still addressed them in such a cordial manner. Now, Elmer, I am certain that this was an honest accident. It appears no lasting damage has been done. Please take the helm, as I shall go and start to pick up all the fallen artifacts which shook free from the walls after the impact. Perhaps some of those old heirlooms may yet be repaired with adhesives drawn from certain flora we may find along our long and difficult quest. Damn you, Nightwings! You stay away from us! Whoa! I didn't even mean to bump into you! Unbelievable! Again, our hated enemies befall us. Those who vanquished us before, stoking yet hotter our deep hatred. But that these blasted rights did not impose such arbitrary rules. Then we would use our talents here and now rather than words. Dirty Santa, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Knowing this, you fools, however high you may attempt to fly in that abomination, you shall always be beneath us. Jesus. She's intense. Who are you? Withdrawn. Get out of here, withdrawn! Where are they trying to go? Richard believes it's the faster route. You should have time to pursue your vocations. Look around, maybe passing through with a special offer. No, it's okay. This is how little airships are made. Yes. You spend a quiet afternoon in the desolate sprawl of Gluhai, serving the area with some of your companions. Our search produces nothing of import. We are alone out here. Should be a quiet night ahead. Your investigation yields nothing of note. The three of you return to the wagon for the remainder of the day, where you should have time to pursue your vocations. I should be interested to see which lessons you have taken from the book. And Wilfred discussed the meaning of the rites, developing a deeper understanding of this contest created to determine the worthy of from among all those put against each other. Ugh. I suppose that if we had no doubts or misgivings to weigh on us from time to time, then keeping hold of faith would not be such a necessary part of all of this. Oh, he didn't level up. Okay, fair enough. Still nothing from Sandra? I'm starting to worry a little bit that there's no more dialogue. God, I just hope I didn't do anything wrong. I feel like that's sort of the carrying worry, the continuous worry with this game is the feeling that you had done something wrong. Worm? What? What are you worming about? Guys, I can't help but wondering whenever that number with the wings, you know, the one she's kind of pretty, maybe, I suppose. Is she still around by any chance? Because, anyway. You had a crush on her. Cute. Trying to freak you out? Fuck off! Worm ending. What I learned from my job is that everything goes wrong. That can go wrong. True, true. Again?
Support Ghost.
Thank you. You guys have a good day out there. Here among the dry flats of the spring of Drumware, you await the signal of the stars. There is no sign yet of your expected adversaries, the accusers. Then little M. Tizo flutters up to you. Quack, quack, quack. Tizo cautions you that he has some history with your next adversary, Lendl. Screehawk! Tizo seems to be indicating that Lendl has a personal vendetta against him. Before you can explain anything further, the stars begin to call to you.
savage beast, Sungrease.
That last liberation rite was hard. I'm worried. Is that cookies and milk, Chrisana? No, it's cookies and milk. Count the difficulty as much as you can. Hell no.
Reader, the Commonwealth, your home. Today it is aflame. Much like a stack of books. Aflame because of you. Because of your outlandish plan. Not that you care. Not that you shall live to see this place again. Your attempts at revolution shan't succeed.
I'll have you know of an 85% success chance.
For myself,
so we better
I shall
succeed.
enjoy presiding over these remaining rites.
Remaining rights. Companions are assembled and ready for the rites to commence. However, there is still no sign of your adversaries, the accusers. The little imp Tizo screeches something, cautioning you all to stay alert. But then someone leaps forth from the shadows. He grabs at his mask. Aha! Caught you out, you miserable beast! I knew it! After all this time, I knew that you were still among their ranks. Rank! He was angry to have stumbled into an apparent trap laid for him by Lendl. Silence, fiend! You robbed me of my freedom, no, my dignity! Or evil shall be ended here and now! And you, Nightwing, shall not deny me thus again! Come then, my accusers! For we face again none other than the spawn of the accursed imp, Haub the Swallow. I'll show him now that he is a disgrace. She's also something angry back at him. Whatever transpired between him and Lendl in the past, Lendl evidently has not let it go.
Who shall besmirch the Nightwing's name? Bertrude. Tizo.
Well, it's not like I have many options.
Volfred. Ow.
This is my fault, Tizo. I was so inexperienced back then. I never should have pitted you against Lendl to begin with. Nightwings, the wicked fiend you serve, is an affront. He denied my rightful freedom. In my moment of triumph, I shall never forgive him or any of you.
Already does your adversary flame.
They have 160 health. Oh god. What?
Ta-ta, Lendl.
Ta-ta, Lendl. No! Oh, we got in! Nice.
Banishment.
I forgot to use the potions again. Ah, I'm gonna miss! Okay, thanks. I missed again!
Not one.
That's hard to aim, I feel. At least a little bit. But yeah, I probably should have thrown it back.
Your flames grow weak.
This is why your name is Kori and not Kobe. How do you like that? We've much more than that where we come from, Nightwing. What? Wow. Nah, that's not gonna make it in.
From afar into the palace flame.
I really really thought that would make it. Sheesh! Oh, oops.
If I were that one, I'd be rather angry.
Excuse me.
Not much of a splash that time.
I fucking love the Bertrude
Seems the Nightwings are a bit ahead.
plunge. It's so funny to me.
The orb is loose.
The orb is loose. The gross is loose. Excuse me. Please give that back. Ah!
Oh, you poor Nightwings.
Tizo! Yes!
One almost got through.
Oh. Ah! Almost made it. Oof. That's rough, buddy.
Alas for
No, I'm stuck! I need to be on the defensive here. Yes! The demon knocked the other one back so I could get it in. Corpse stuck!
It is done.
Can't find the man!
May their next adversaries fare a little better. The rite is done.
Screeha! He was very pleased that you prevailed, but wishes to make a quick exit at this time. Blast! Where did he go? Where did he go? That infernal imp! It is a monster in disguise. A fiend come forth to torment me until the day I die. Lendl storms off in a fit of anger. Tizo appears once the coast is clear and expresses gratitude again. What Lendl said before, if Tizo truly is a descendant of Haub the Swallow, then he has quite the legacy to live up to.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes. So Volfred learned a thing or two, so what?
It is possible our plans shall not succeed, despite our fiercest efforts here and in the Commonwealth, but I know for certain that our efforts shall not be in vain. 85%. We learn and strive together. We prevail or we fail together. On this path we share. It has been and shall continue to be my greatest honor. I like this.
Praise be to Leus Glorian, to Bertrude all the ways of the ex-scribes.
Long have we
laid bare.
sought to fathom all the darkest secrets hidden by the light of the stars. Now, at last, the stars themselves revoke their station in the night, and we finally have achieved an inkling of this.
Praise be to Molten Melith. Until the next rite. If there even needs to be another one.
So what, are we gonna be against Orlick now? Or the others? No one speaks further of the accusers back at the Black Wagon. Everyone is instead preoccupied with the rite that is to come. You can scarce believe this is to be the final opportunity to liberate one of your own. I'm afraid so. Our plan is an imperfect one, yet here we are, faced with this vital opportunity. 88%. He looks over to you. Reader, my girl, please, go see for yourself. I think we all know where we are headed next, and I suspect I know whom we shall face when we arrive. Others turn to you as well. Turn toward the wagon's door. You know what you shall see out there. Now, however, the time has come to face it. Charan! The dim and fading light of the final star still pierces through the darkness, demanding your attention, guiding you toward the endpoint of your path. No one. Okay, so it has to be Oralek. Ay, 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 ay. Solium the Golden Star. The Golden Star burns bright over the fall of Solium. Oralek is already on his way. Directed to challenge true Nightwings here next. Prevail, and one among you shall go free. You're summoned to the fall of Solium for your 7th and final liberation rite. Thus shall the cycle of the rites be ended for an age. You sense that if the rites ever shall commence again, it shall not be during your lifetime, or that any of your companions, even the longest lived ones. Stars reveal to you one thing more. The adversary whom you shall face shall be Oralek. Already he has crossed Scribe's Gate and waits your arrival. The 8 scribes created the Nightwings in their own likeness. Perhaps it is only fitting that the Nightwings should, in the end, be forced to face themselves. Oralek, curse this damnable cycle, that it must pit us against him in this, our final chance. Let us retire for the night. We shall not have many chances more for rest before our journey is ended. The group disperses as exhaustion sets in. At dawn, you fly to Mount Alodiel to make a final effort to achieve your plan and get somebody home, but who? What if I let Oralek win? What if I did that? Jesus seems somewhat less cheerful since his run-in with Lendl and the accusers. He approaches wanting to hear him out. Jesus seems unhappy about something Lendl said to him. Free hug. Tizu understands full well why Lendl is angry with him. Skrahik. Well, Tizu does not like Lendl as a person. He recognized nonetheless that he denied his freedom. Krihum. It was a liberation rite. He did what he felt necessary. He wanted to help his friend go free. Skrahik! Nonetheless, he still feels a certain guilt and regrets that the rites force exiles into such situations. Fell silent for a while. Whether the 8 scribes ever intended for imps such as he to participate in the rites firsthand is difficult to know for certain then. Skrahik! He's just grateful to you for listening. He knows the scribes created the rites with good intentions. He promises to keep doing his best to live up to the legacy of the scribes. He bounds up into the rafters with some of the other drive imps. Regardless of whether he truly is a descendant of Hope the Swallow, surely the scribes would have been proud of him. Shit. Still nothing, huh? I'm dreading this so much. Seriously.
Please, reader. Your so-called friends. You are accomplice to their hateful plot. They are exploiting you. You shall never have your freedom. I know I won't have my freedom. It is what it is. But on you are already up and about after a troubled slumber. The Black Wagon is prepared for its final voyage to the fall of Solium. No one speaks. As if into the skies, the lone minstrel raised his voice, cutting through the somber mood. Reader, a certain olden ballad comes to mind just now. I think it may befit the circumstance. Perhaps it may help to pass the time along our flight. Would you mind it very much if I were to play this song for the Nightwings? Dude, this is what's gonna make me cry. Here it comes. this is what's gonna be the final nail in the coffin, isn't it? You urge the lone minstrel to play his ballad so that all among you might hear it. He begins without another word.
When the stars align, the rites shall come to bear.
Oh, it's making me go slow. Perfect.
Illuminate the signs, the exiles shall be all are not the same, but 3 shall be as one. Freedom in flame, the end has just begun. Strength may break our own, but twisted together on their own. The journey shall be made. The journey shall be
I don't know about this one, guys. I really don't know. Touched down at the great heights of Mount Aladiel to make pilgrimage to the summit for one last time. There, one last liberation route shall soon commence. There, one last exile shall regain his or her freedom. All others shall remain to carry out their sentences here in the downside for the remainder of their lives. And the Commonwealth, the plan of which you are a part, shall either come to fruition or shall be suppressed. Can't be a bad ending if you never finish it. After having landed, you joined Wolfred on an expedition to the monument of Jomwer Manimane, who, for what is likely to be the final time. Hear me, O scribes, long have I served your will, and long have I pursued the path which you revealed to me. Our plan now stands on a precipice. If we prevail this night, then we may yet achieve its goals. We would reform the Commonwealth under the auspices which you yourselves described within your book. As we shall stand together, so I ask that you please stand with us. By your divine grace, we may yet prevail, and please have mercy on Oralek as well. As soon as he is finished, you return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Jomwer Manimane has shown you favor. At dawn, you shall begin your last ascent. For now, your vocations may occupy what little time you have to spare. Nice, nice. Well, off we go. Messenger somehow tracks you down in the solemn beauty of Mount Alodiel and delivers to you recent news and rumors from the other side. Specifically, the imp shares details regarding Pamitha and what became of her since she was liberated at the fall of Soliam. She found herself back in the homeland of her enemies, where despite her connection to the Highwing remnants, her past transgressions were forgiven. In fact, she was asked to join the military council given her unique background. Yet she refused to cooperate and instead demanded to be reunited with her sister, Tamitha. But when they threatened her with a resentencing to exile and insisted that she take the opportunity, Pamitha said at last that she would think it over and return with a decision soon. Next she was seen, however, was among Wolfred's sons and daughters of the revolution, where it is said that she has attached her loyalty, at least for the time. We thank the imp for bringing you this news, which soon gets your companions talking. We suspect the ancient enmity between the winged and the flight that shall not be soon resolved, if ever at all. These are wishes for Pamitha to find her way and her sister in the Commonwealth. I hold to hope that both the Thane sisters one day soon shall join together as part of our good cause. The two of them can help lead us toward a brighter future. Hey, Astro. In spite of some mixed feelings, the news of Pamitha's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with resolve. Good luck, Pamitha. You stand before the scribe's gate with your companions. The gate guardian is there as ever, but you sense something different in her. The exiles of the Night Wings, we shall not meet again after the calming rite. Tariq and I, it shall be time we take our rest, I think. Greetings, Celeste. I would tell you that the Night Wings are prepared, though this time I am uncertain anyone amongst us feels thus. I have a duty to uphold, Tarek.
Taruntadaje.
And then what, Celeste? And then nothing, not for the rights or us, not till the dawn of a new age. Now, Nightwings, step forward. Please state your names and what it is you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. One by one, your fellow exiles approach her, now with sureness in their step. He believes that his ancestors are watching over the Nightwings and seeks to live up to their legacy. My name is Wolfred Sandalwood. I long as yet to see an age where freedom is one's birthright, and no longer are good people such as these forced to contend for it. We are called Big Bertrude. We seek to fulfill the plan of Sandalwood, for we are fond of him and his beliefs, and then to go about our business. Finally step forth once more, you, a common wanderer who vowed to help her friends be free again, and who managed to come this far with this group. The gate guardian observes you for a moment, then motions past the archway toward the summit. The 8 scribes, but the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. Except you, Tariq. You stay right there. I thought you said... The rites are not yet ended, Tariq. He looks to her, then over to the rest of you. Pardon me, everyone. I shall be there when the stars align. The gate guardian and the lone minstrel remain together as the rest of you depart. I'm being so strong right now. You've gained the summit of Mount Alodiel for the 7th time, the final time in which any of you shall have the chance to leave the downside. The Beyonder Wait, what? The Beyonder Crystal seeks me? Thank you for visiting on such short notice, reader. I understand that you have important matters to attend to, so let me be blunt. Please listen for a moment, then. I know this whole affair is coming to an end, all of it. I sense the binds that formed the rites becoming weak, which means soon you will not need me anymore. Not that you have needed me at any point, but still, my services will not be of any further use. I would love to tell you that this means I shall be free from my eternal prison. For some of my Beyonders, it shall be a release. My accomplices are bound by weaker words than those which have bound me. They shall fade away, I think, and finally rest. I, however, shall remain. She hesitates for a moment. Thus, I have a proposition for you. I do not know where you shall go from here, but I ask you to take me there, wherever it shall be. By that I mean, take the stone prison of mine and keep it. Do not just leave it, as all your predecessors have, each time their stay among the Nightwings reached an end. Soon the Beyonder Crystal shall serve no use at all except to keep me trapped. I am content to remain thus, for I have little choice, but I would prefer to do so in your company. For I do enjoy your company, reader. This may not be much of a compliment, but I assure you that I much prefer your company to an eternity of solitude. I have no wish to see you gain in years and to eventually decay whilst I remain unchanging, but I should rather have more years whilst having contact. Even if those years are to be brief, they shall afford me many more in which I might think back upon our times. Nor do I expect you to accommodate my needs, for I am well aware I have my limits in accommodating yours. That is to say, I wish you to go forth after this night and live your life however you see fit. For your own sake, may all this rights business enrich your coming days somehow. And in considering that life after this night, if you think that there may be a place in it for me, however small, then once again I simply ask that you take me along. That way should you ever wish to visit me again sometime, you could. I would like to have that as an option more than not. My request here is a selfish one, for there is little I can offer in exchange other than what little my companionship is worth. Perhaps I could lull you to sleep once in a while. Who knows? You could always try to sell the Beyonder Crystal for a reasonable sum somewhere or something to that end. There must be someone out there with an interest in this thing. So then, you have heard my sad little proposition. What do you say? Yes, I will do it. You grasp the Beyonder Crystal and set it into the folds of your clothing. Sandra senses this and makes a sound, as though surprised. Thank you, reader. She's at a loss for a moment, then. Let us go, then, from this place. Go and face your last remaining adversaries. May you crush them under heel and achieve the outcome which you seek. I believe you shall prevail. She peers into the stone for now. Let me take a sip. No, Giga Chat. No! Hey guys! I guess you probably heard the big news, huh? Yeah, I'm going out of business here, I guess. Just hasn't been the same, you know, what with all the stars all fading out and stuff. Anyway, I just want to say, you guys are great, and I sure am gonna miss having you guys as customers, all in all of that. But I got some good news too. All my stuff's all on sale now, and I will throw a little extra there just for you, okay? So enjoy, and maybe I'll just see you guys around, okay? 5%. Great. Thanks. What a deal. Better than 3, I suppose. You guys take care, okay? And thanks for doing business. You have gained the summit of Mount Alodiel for the 7th time. Very few stars remain above to light your way as you await the commencement of the final liberation rite. The lone minstrel finds you clutching the Book of Rites, seeking there perhaps some bit of wisdom that has eluded you thus far. Reader, we may not have a chance to speak again after this. I may have to go. I wish to say that I am grateful for having made your acquaintance, and I shall remember you with fondness. I wish you well this night and always. Go forth with glory. Then he looks up and extends his hand in friendship. You clasp it. You see, Tizo has joined you. All of your companions are there with him, in fact. Scrahacree! Tizo wants you to know he has the utmost faith in you. It is strange for me to say, given the circumstances of our meeting, reader, but it has truly been a pleasure. Onward now, let us achieve our plan. Reading one, thou art both wiser and less irritating than most others of thy kind. We have learned something from thee. We are grateful. Look upon your fellow exiles, your companions, with whom you have withstood the downside, and with whom you shall now conduct this final rite. Begging your pardon, but my time has come. We shall see each other soon. He departs. After this night, the outcome of Wolfert's plan, the plan of which you all have been a part, shall be decided one way or another. For now, all you can do is strive to prevail against your final adversary, so that one last companion may go free. You rise to join your fellow exiles as the last remaining stars ignite. The final liberation rite of this age shall now commence. Our cause shall live on. I'm so strong. I'm so strong. I'm gonna be strong. I'm gonna be fine. So here's why I feel so conflicted about this. I'll let the voice speak first, and then I will explain.
Upon the fall of Solium, dear reader, hear me for one last time. For soon, the few remaining stars shall fade away, leaving you stranded there for your remaining days in that forsaken land where you deserve to be. The rabble that you roused here in the Commonwealth shall be put down. The exiles whom you liberated all shall fall in line. But first, let us get on with this last liberation rite. You face none other than yourselves. Each so unlike the glorious Nightwings of yore. 'Tis a shame that one of you shall soon be free. For you deserve each other.
Oof. What a strong line. The Pyre's burn and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Before the lone minstrel can concur as per the custom. Not another word. Demon Orlick slowly raised his clawed fingers to his mask. The false Nightwings have arrived at last. Long have I awaited this. My freedom once was stolen from me. Then I was cheated of it here upon this mountaintop. You may now attempt to take it from me once more. He stands there for a moment silent then. Orlick dons his mask and stands prepared. May these damned rites cease forever for the misery which they caused. Nightwings, we shall not meet again after tonight, for the cycle of the rites is all but ended. Thus, I would have your decision. On whose behalf shall you conduct this final liberation rite? The one whom you anoint, or else the exile Orlick shall be returned. Godspeed, reader. You know what is at stake better than I. I have utmost faith in you to make the best decision and conduct the rites with glory. Nightwings, the star's remaining light grows dim. Your decision, please. It is time now to choose who, if anyone among you, shall go free this one last time. The rest of you shall remain in downside to the end of your days. One by one you meet the gazes of each of your fellow exiles. Wolfred, Tizo, Gertrude. Your fellow exiles, your companions, your friends. Together you have come this far. But now the downside and the rights conspire to tear your group apart and disrupt your plan. What is this? If I pick this, will it just choose for me? Can someone tell me? In the least spoiler way possible? I just want to know. Deliberately quiet. All right, listen here. Let me explain why I'm so torn about this match. You get a second to think. Okay. I like Tizo. I don't think Tizo deserves to go free over the others. This is because he was born here. This is the life he knows. The other people have more to lose by Tizo going home. So I don't think I will be liberating Tizo. Bertrude doesn't actually want to go free, is the thing. The imps deserve freedom too. They can pursue their freedom here. They have Tizo has nothing to gain in the Commonwealth, or nothing to get back in the Commonwealth. I'm not saying Tizo doesn't deserve a better life. I'm saying Tizo doesn't know a different life. Bertrude doesn't even want to go free. She expressed to us that she would much rather help Wolfred with the plan and then return to her business down here. Or at least I think so. But then again, there isn't really much to strive for after the rites are done, right? If our plan doesn't succeed, then she's just stuck down here. Wolfred is the obvious option for me here. And I think if I were to liberate Wolfred, it would be the highest chance of our plan succeeding, but I don't necessarily trust Wolfred. And here's why I'm torn about this whole last liberation rite. Out of everyone in this match, Orlick deserves to go free the most. That is my opinion on how I feel about this last match. Do I let him go free and then risk the plan not working out? Do I let Wolfred go even though I don't even trust him? More than Bertrude? Yes, more than Bertrude. Bertrude doesn't even want to leave. She said something along the lines of she has no stake in her freedom. She's happy just living down here. She just wants to help Wolfred, basically. At least that's what I think she said. That's entirely up to you unless you're asking for help. I am not asking for help. I am talking out loud. You can't pick yourself. No, I cannot participate in the rites myself. Hello, Cake. So if I've already decided it's not Tizo and it's not Bertrude. I'm not liberating them. I've already decided. The question is, do I liberate Wolfred? Obviously, don't answer. I will make my own decision eventually. Just let me think about it for a while. Do I liberate Wolfred for the sake of the plan, to make sure it goes well, or do I follow with my gut and let Aurelic go because he deserves it and because I think I don't trust Wolfred? What would Kori do? Well, either way, I want to see what this dialogue option is. The pressure's too great. It seems both cruel and unfair to have to make such a decision. Is there no other way? Or do you make this last decision inconsociable? It is too much. You hesitate, but then you sense a reassuring voice enter your thoughts. Do not give in, reader. Do not give in. We stand with you. The choice you are about to make, however you shall go about, and whatever the outcome, we understand. And so, you need not hesitate, and you need not explain, so please trust in yourself. For all the rest of us, we trust in you. You consider what you are about to do, you cannot back down. I can't pick this option again. That's a good question. Shame I won't be answering it. Yes, don't answer, of course. With but a glance, you reassure your fellow exiles that you know what to do.
One final opportunity for salvation.
Is bio
For
updated?
the rest of you.
Supposed by what he saw on the blood border, which sowed in his heart a yearning for a greater peace. He tried to use his influence to negotiate a treaty with the Highway remnants, but not everyone was swayed. One day he received direct orders to return from the front. I mean, you've already read this, but when he refused to soil his hands again, they cast him down. There in time, he became affiliated with the Nightwings and grew to become one of their finest rites conductors, until tragedy struck. He was left clinging to life at the foot of the sacred mountain. Oh, Asma.
Wolfred.
Long have I dreamt that I might someday see this plan of ours come to fruition. I promise you that I shall make the most of it if we are to prevail. Your choice is cast. As for your other companions, you sense a clarity of thought and purpose in each of them. They stand ready to support Wolfred as well as you.
Who shall lend him support?
Just pump her up.
Tizo.
Great. He's ready to do whatever it takes to see Wolfred regain his freedom this night.
Bertrude.
Thy will is ours, reading one. Let the remaining stars shed their last light upon our ceremony here.
If that is all, then.
Those are to be my adversaries, then. And who is it, I wonder, who asserts her will over that group? Since Orlik's searching for you, almost reaching out to you. You, the shadow of the false Nightwings. They are nothing to me, but you who would relinquish your own liberty for sake of them. Strange. It is fitting, then, that I should have to face one such as you. An Oralek stands at the ready, signaling for his two allies to do the same. By light of dawn, the cycle of the rites shall cease. Let's see if we can finish this ordeal before that time. Sky above begins to shudder. The final liberation rite is about to commence. Tarek. Aye, I am prepared, Celeste. Then let our song this evening shake the stars themselves. Aye, Celeste, let's make sure of it. I am disappointed to see you here, Tizo, opposing me once more. Free-cran! Tizo's very upset and calls for Oralek to cease speaking to him. Oralek seems to stare at the M for a minute. It's a shame that you are caught up in the middle of all this, little one. Your mind has been poisoned against me. Free-cran! Tizo insists that Oralek is wrong and urges him to stop what he is doing. I am sorry, Tizo. Now I shall only say this to you once. Stay out of my way. I'm being so strong right now. I don't know what to make of any of this. I want Oralek to be free, but I don't want the plan to go wrong after everything we've done and sacrificed to make sure that it's going to happen, you know? All the hardships we've overcome. But fuck, is the plan even the right thing to do? What made me kind of sus of Wilfred was that he told us readers can't take part in the riots, but he was the reader of the Nightwings before. Was he not? No, he can't. Well, I don't think you can be the reader and partake in the rites. Who knows? No, I'm gonna kill you! Everyone shut up! Put it in emote only mode. I don't want people to talk to me anymore. I don't think you can do both at the same time. He said he used to be a reader. But I'm assuming you can't do both at the same time. So maybe he was the reader for a little bit after the previous one left. No, but he only joined them after the previous one left. Fuck it, I don't know. I'm second guessing myself now.
Begin. The final chance at liberation for the age.
Ah. Damn. No, I already don't trust Wilfred. I already don't trust him. The sky rains ash. Soon shall your pyre's own mingle with them. Just then the skies above begin to rain down fire. The final throes of the cycle of the rites and the ending of the age. Huh. What? Oh, the sap! The sap got him! You were the Raymond's once again. I could not simply stand by and do nothing, Oralek. Yet that is what you did. When last we stood together on this blasted mountain, I fell. You simply stood! Oralek, what shall it take for you to be convinced I took no part in your betrayal? Oralek seems to consider the question only for a moment. Give me my damn freedom. Let me prevail. Here and now. Would you promise to uphold our plan? To bring about a better Commonwealth? No, I make no promises. I owe you nothing. Then I am sorry, Oralek. My love of country comes before all else. More than your freedom, and our friendship is at stake. Your love be damned, Wolfred. Let us stand as adversaries then.
Too bad for that one. The imp did it.
Give me more dialogue. So the false Nightwings bear their fangs at last. But that cannot be your finest effort. You think you deserve your freedom more than I? Then fight for it, damn you!
How he has changed, that Oralek. Grown old and bitter, lo, these many years. Shall it be for you? False and banished. So much for Wolfred.
Fuck!
All three Nightwings. Such zeal. Quite foul for the Nightwings. A rather cunning trick. Tizo banished.
Man, so hard.
Banished each in turn.
Oh, that is so sad. Ah, I can't see where it's going. Shit. Ah, come on. Oh my god. Fuck. my god! I would have been so mad if I had died there. Holy shit. Orlick stands breathing heavily, looks back on the thin lick of flame that is his smoldering pyre before turning his attention back to your triumvirate. Me. Fair enough, though. All of you shall rot here. You shall rot as I have all these many years. You false nightwings who would deny me once again my rightful liberty. You who deny that liberty to all of the triumvirates you face and vanquish under the guise of the traditions of those blasted scribes. Come, let us continue with this glorious affair. Kind of wanted to let them keep going so I can hear the dialogue. Rip Bertrude. Shit, that was not intentional, that being said. Oh.
And there it is, at last. The Nightwings proved their worth. An outcome which left little room for doubt.
That was a great finish, though.
Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus, the scribes have chosen.
Praise the scribes, we've done it. I look upon Volfred for what you expect shall be the last time you see each other. Any moment now, the Shimmer Pool shall engulf him. Any moment now, you shall return to glory and join his agents in the Commonwealth to help achieve the plan. Any moment now, the cycle of the rite shall end until at least the dawn of a new age. Any moment now.
And thus, the scribes have chosen. And thus, the scribes have chosen. And thus, the scribes have chosen.
Oh?
No. Nightwings. Reader, what have you done?
Hold, there's something wrong. Each bright time upon the fall of Solium, the Shimmer Pool is opened following the liberation rite and taken in whichever exile prevailed. But now all is still and the light of the stars above has all but died. You sense a growing fear that it is already too late, that the Shimmer Pool shall not reveal itself again. Orlick approaches, his head bowed. The 8 scribes saved their greatest treachery for last. Then something else catches his notice. Wait. Sudden rush of starlight cascades through the stillness of the summit. The Shimmer Pool has appeared again, different somehow, but open. It's red! Hofer looks upon it, but it does not engulf him, or at least not yet. It seems I was mistaken then. It scribes is not their greatest treachery, it is their greatest jest. The Shimmer Pool is flung wide open. For all of us? It seems that all are worthy now of freedom. Orlick strides toward the Shimmer Pool, but halts Orlick. Orlick glanced over at the lone minstrel, almost in surprise. The Shimmer Pool has lost most of its strength. You step inside and you shall surely drown. Of that I can assure you. He laughs to himself at this. Then we have all been cheated. No, the Shimmer Pool is revealed, and none of you may return. No, the Shimmer Pool is revealed, and one of you may still return as planned. But as for who returns, someone shall have to choose. Ere the light of the stars is extinguished and the rite cease to be. This is the final trial of the scribes. Final trial of the scribes. Then our confrontation, the liberation rite, it was meaningless? No, the victor of the confrontation is to be the one who make the choice among those closest to the scribes. Either the anointed or she who anointed them. So then the choice is mine to make. My freedom weighed against the readers, is that it? Aye, it shall be either you, the reader, or... It shall be either or. Wolfred, please, make your decision quickly, lest it shall be forfeit. Forfeit. I do not know for how much longer the light of the star shall offer you this gift. Snap decision then. Fine, I have it made. Reader, my girl, this chance at freedom that we've earned, it's yours. Take it now and make good use of it for you and all of us. God, you fucking asshole! Wolfred wishes to give up his freedom so that you may regain yours. Very well. Reader, madame, the choice which Wolfred made, or rather the choice which he gave, it is now yours to make instead. This choice may keep bouncing back and forth like this. Absurd. It may, until such time as one of you is willing to accept the burden and the outcome of the choice. That is the trial. And I fear that there is little time remaining now. Reader, if you and your companion are too cordial with each other to accept that freedom, either one of you, then I shall gladly take it. Freedom ought be more than some flirtatious trifle to exchange. Reader, what is your will? At least I got to keep my perfect win streak. Bro, if this would have been headwind, imagine how much harder this choice would be. Take the orphan skedaddle. Thank you, Juan. I can't wait for some fucker to be here. Be like, bad ending! Before the credits even rolled. God, I'm tearing up. Ugh. I know what I'm gonna... I think I know. I think I know. I think I know who I'm gonna let go. Who I'm gonna go free. And it's Orlick. I'm sorry. This is what my gut is telling me. It's telling me to let Orlick go free. I don't trust Wolfred at all. I don't fucking know what Wolfred's deal is. I would like to go free, but again, Orlick deserves it more than I do. Oh, I hope I don't regret this. I didn't instantly regret it at the very least after I picked it. So that's a good sign, right? Your thoughts crystallize. You have chosen Orlick. What? Orlick, do you accept the reader's choice, or shall you make another? No, I shall not make another. I accept the reader's choice, the reader's mercy. Then it is done. For a moment, Orlick appears to be at peace, and then he is gone. Yep. Okay. No, I feel pretty good about this. I hope I don't regret it. Orlick regained his freedom. Accept this, for it is done.
Godspeed, Orlick. By the scribes. No stars remain aloft. The cycle of the rites. It is finished. The Commonwealth. What shall become of it? What shall become of us?
I have faith that
Nightwings.
the Commonwealth will be okay.
The opportunity to gain your freedom from the downside Was it not enough?
That night, the exile Orlek returned to the Commonwealth. He was to be the last. The stars had faded, and the cycle of the rites had run its course. He found the Commonwealth in great upheaval. Spurred by the efforts of 6 liberated exiles, Wilfred Sandoval's revolutionary plan had incited the masses. These exiles and the starless sky portended the return of the scribes. People surged into the streets, shoulder to shoulder. Led by the 6 exiles, their voices shook the heavens. The leadership of the Commonwealth panicked. No blood was shed that night, and by dawn it was over. The leaders of the Commonwealth had cast themselves back into exile or joined in this new cause. Thus, in its 838th year, the Commonwealth had fallen. The new Saurian Union declared its sovereignty in the next year. Among the changes its elected leaders ushered in, they vowed never to cast their people into exile, and they abolished the old Commonwealth decree forbidding literacy. Today, we still remember all of this. And we remember the exiles of the downside whose deeds led to the dawning of our age, whether they returned or not. What? What is this?
Concealta vidias.
After his liberation, Edwin was instrumental to the events leading to the fall of the Commonwealth and was vital to the outcome of the plan. The peaceful outcome of the scribe's return was attributed to several key factors. One of them was the underlying ambition of the plan itself. Cast yourselves down. Chant from the scribe's returns. Humble yourselves! Another was Edwin's visibility among the people in the streets. Identified to be a liberated exile, he was believed to be Gol Galathanian reborn. I see. Okay. Okay. More importantly, however, that was that one of the winged harps of the High Wing remnants accompanied him. She was later identified as Fikani. Oh! Their bond was symbolic of what was at stake that night and proved vital to the peace that followed. In all his days as a leader in the Saurian Union, Edwin oft confined in his friend Jodariel. Okay, I'm gonna let you out of jail. Okay, if someone posts something bad, just start spamming. But if another choice comes up, I'll put you back into jail. But for now, I'll leave it like this. In all his days as a leader in the Saurian Union, Edwin oft confined in his friend Jodariel. Despite her intense manner, there was no one whom he trusted more in times when circumspection was required. Edwin would often think back about the vow he made at the beginning of his quest for freedom. Although he cherished all the friendships he made, he had pledged to Jodariel, Rookie Greentail, and the Reader of the Nightwings that they may all be free again together. He had broken that vow, for in the end, not all of them were able to return. A terrible guilt over this darkened his mood for a time. However, the others whom he still knew lifted his spirits, much like he had often lifted theirs. All of the Nightwings knew the stakes. While the others who stood with the Nightwings were not all able to remain in contact. Thus, Edwin thought of each of them often, and so in turn they did oft think of him. Ay, 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 ay. Once the riots had ended, the Mtizo had a job to do, quite unlike most exiles trapped forever in the downside. The lone minstrel asked that he watch over the Black Wagon, which the night wagons had used extensively for travel and for shelter all throughout their quest. Tizo obliged, for he knew that wagon, as well as its drive imp inhabitants, perhaps better than anyone. What became of the wagon exactly was never verified as evidence of Tizo's thorough work. After that, he likely He liked to while away his days with any of his friends, or else with fellow imps. Sunil, it seems, sometimes called for his assistance, and Tiza was always happy to oblige. The two would often reminisce about their times with the lone minstrel. He often chirped about the reader in the Night Wings. Reader of the Night Wings, with whom he built quite a rapport. The reader understood him perhaps better than anyone. Indeed, Tiza would often express wistful gratitude for all his time with the Night Wings, and their many adventures throughout the land that was always his home. Other than that, Tiza would sometimes help interpret for messenger imps relaying news to and from the Saharian Union. Despite having gained significant celebrity abroad, he never let it go to his head, and he would go fishing in the Sea of Souls every single chance he got. God, how many variants of this is there? It's crazy, isn't it? A ton, yeah, because they're all related to each other in what they did after. When the worm Gilman returned to the Commonwealth, he believed that he had regained something even more important than his freedom, his honor. 20,000! Wow. Gilman relinquished his knighthood and declined an opportunity to serve as captain on the blood border. He was not interested in fighting any longer. Yet, as is sometimes the case with those such as he, a circumstance soon came about in which there came a need for him to once again make use of his military training. Thankfully, however, the scribe's return ended peaceably. Gilman was on the edge throughout that night, expecting violence to erupt at any moment, but the moment never came. When the matter was at last put to rest, then Gilman truly knew that his time as a knight had ended. He declared to all those in earshot that he would never fight again, unless, of course, there arose some other extraordinary set of circumstance, again requiring him to fight, but he certainly hoped not. He still trained regularly, just in case, especially with his fleet-footed friend, Rookie Greentail. He was always scared for having studied under the reader of the Night Wings, without whom he never would have completed his penance. Because of this, and perhaps because they were on opposite sides of the world now, Gilman dedicated his life to her. By that point, he had long forgotten about his days under the leadership of Sir Deluge, his former commander. No, why is the worm gonna make me cry? Breaking free of his abusive leadership was the first step toward gaining a bit of self-respect. Gilman never did return to his homeland of the Sea Dominion and was content to lead a monastic life on a small residence in the hills. It was just high up enough to make him keep striving to conquer his fear of heights. Other than that, an intense daily training regimen and an occasional visit from an old companion was more than enough to keep him optimistic and engaged. He knew by then that honor was not something to be won, but a contract with oneself to be renewed each day. Ah! Okay. Of the cycle of the right cease turning, records of what happened to the Black Wagon of the Night Wings become inconclusive and contradictory? You know what I mean. Some accounts suggest that the exiles of the Night Wings who remained in the downside continue to make use of the Black Wagon as their place of shelter and their means of travel. However, there is no record of what happened to the wagon's contents, such as the Book of Rites or the Beyonder Crystal, said to be haunted by the apparition Sandra the Unseeing. One possibility is that when the lone minstrel took his leave, he took the Beyonder Crystal with him, for he was thus obliged. By this line of reasoning, however, the Black Wagon itself should have been taken also. Others remain skeptical that the Beyonder Crystal ever existed, or rather that the vision that it granted were anything other than the result of an active imagination or a fever dream. The bog trails of the southern bogs offer still another explanation for their familiar with binding enchantments. If there existed such an object in which the Sisters of the Arch had been expelled for more than 800 years, then the enchantment would have expired along with the light of the stars. What this would have meant for Sandra and the Beyonders is difficult to say for certain, other than it may have meant that they were finally released. Nevertheless, the fates of Sandra and the Beyonder Crystal remain unknown. Yet those exiles of the Night Wings who claim to have seen this apparition all spoke of her with degrees of reverence or perhaps a little fear. Can you believe this, reader? Honestly. Sunrise appeared before you, as well as you can see. They are so far from the mark with all this nonsense. I am wont to laugh. In fact, here goes. She laughs. She is referring to the... she laughs. She's referring to the account of her. You sense she does not care for it. Well, Let them gossip all they like. I merely wish that they would mention you at least in passing when they are next they are at it. Though they shall never know even half of it, shall they? Chandra seems irritated by the incomplete account of what happened to her. Reassure her, the account was relatively flattering despite its lack of detail. It could have been worse. Humor her, or if making some light of the situation will make Sandra feel better. Sandra just sees a little time event. Suggest to Sandra that the account of what occurred to her was really not that bad, and that you liked aspects of it. You're much too diplomatic, you know that? You can tell she is unswayed, and yet her grin remains intact. She appreciates the gesture. Anyway, let us keep going, lovely reader. We know the truth of it. That is what matters. Trades him to be on a crystal for now, and you tuck it away safe. Well, maybe we'll start over here as well. As the cycle of the rites drew to a close, it grew evident that a chance at freedom from the downside had been forever slipped from Dalbert and Almer's old heart's grasp. Thus they and the exiles of the fate returned to Jomuro Valley. There they struggled to get by, as exiles of the downside tend to do. Sometime after their rites had ended, the old hearts at last heard the news that the Commonwealth had fallen. This was well after the fact, of course, but it brought old Dalbert great joy. Despite his forthright manner, he had no love for the nation that cast him down along with his son. Dalbert Oldheart passed peacefully in his sleep before the next new moon. In his final days, he implored his son to undertake a pilgrimage to the scribes. Almer never shared his father's view of the scribes, but respected Dalbert's wishes, and so after a period of mourning, Almer began a new journey. Then a day went by that Almer Oldheart did not think about his father, and give thanks to him, and speak to him at morning and at night. Would that the stars yet shone, for surely Dalbert's would be there among them, smiling down at his son and watching over him and his kin. I like that they had a little entry together. As the final liberation rite, Lendl refused to believe that the rites had truly ended. He would sit through night after consecutive nights staring into the blackness of the sky, awaiting any kind of sign that he might get another chance of freedom. No such sign ever came. His fellow accusers started to express concern for him. Survival had become their top priority once liberty had slipped from their grasp. But Lendl dismissed them as weak fools. He insisted rather forcefully that any evening now, the stars would shine for him again, and marked the way toward his inevitable freedom. He was, of course, mistaken. The others in this triumvirate were left with little choice but to abandon him. After that, the exile known as Lendl the Liar was never seen again. However, there have since been sightings of a bedraggled demon who wanders the downside and bears Lendl's cruel countenance, suggesting he yet lives. As the cycle of the rites had ceased, Witch Umhild returned to the Flagging Hands region, where she sealed herself within the Pit of Millith. There, even her fellow exiles of the Withdrawn allegedly grew unnerved after a time and left her to vile work. Sometime later, the Pit of Millith erupted into flames. So intense was the conflagration that it could be seen all the way from Jomuro Valley. Arson was suspected, though the cause was never verified, and many bog dwellers in this region were forced to flee. A tempest blowing from the north finally quenched the flames. When at last the ashes settled and the grounds had cooled, the site of the fire was scarred beyond recognition. No trace of Witch Umhild could be found. As for the contents of the Pit of Millith, which notably include a profane object thought to be the remains of Ysalk, all of it was gone as well. Ugh. Understandable, I would go insane as well, not gonna lie. Back in the Sarian Union, Udmild's repeated threats of the return of Ysalk were thoroughly investigated. No credence was found to any of her claims. All his life, Sir Deluge had fled from one danger only to find himself facing another. He had escaped the war-torn waters of the Sea Dominion, he had escaped the blood border of the Commonwealth, and now he had escaped the rites. As the rites had ended, many exiles wrapped up in the ancient tests were crestfallen as their last chance to return to their homes vanished along with the stars above. But Deluge did not mind, for this outcome was meant that at last there was no burden of responsibility weighing down on him. While most of his fellow exiles of the Pyre hearts yet longed for the waters of the Sea Dominion, driven as ever by their impulses toward conflict, Deluge settled down. With him remained one of his companions, one Lady Seagrass, who had taken a liking to him for some reason. Reportedly, they disappeared into the waters of Worm Gulf, which may begin to explain the significant increase in worm population observed in the vicinity. Kori, you're looking as lovely as ever. How goes the stream? We're finishing Pyre, and it's quite emotional, to be honest. I've teared up quite a lot this past hour or so. Hour or two. Barker Ashpaws never had much interest in returning to the Commonwealth. We always found its bylaws to be stifling, so when the rites ended, he did not care at first. He soon grew very bored. The rites had given his life a certain sense of structure he had always needed. He missed the raw anticipation of it all. He decided to continue conducting the rites for the thrill of it. He bent some of the rules and replaced some of the objects, but it was close enough. His pack mates, the dissidents, proved more than happy to participate, and thus they ran against each other back in Jamura Valley. Gradually, other exiles familiar with the rites, as well as those who had not heard of it at all, started to take an interest. They ended up giving Barker Ashpaws some healthy competition. His old feud with Rookie Greentail ceased meaning anything to him, and he forgot all about it amid his new pursuits. Ultimately, even Barker Ashpaws, who had led such a directionless existence to that point, found something of a calling through the rites. Whether he took the rites less seriously than any other exile of his time or more was oft debated by those who watched him work. Once it became clear to Ignarius that the rites were drawing to a close, he knew that it was time for him and the Tempest to call it quits. But first, he and the Tempest decided to celebrate, and that they did for many, many nights. The revelry did eventually subside. The exiles parted amicably and went their separate ways. My man knows that ball is life. He's the founder of NFL. He roamed the downside then, searching for some meaning in his life, sometimes taking odd jobs requiring his brute strength. He never remained alone for very long and took on many lovers in his time. However, he sometimes thought about the one he had called Curly Horns and what became of her. Aww. Though his glory days are the most powerful conductor of the rites had long since passed, he always enjoyed the fearsome reputation he had cultivated at that time. When manly Tinderstuff realized the rites had ended, and that he no longer could return to the Commonwealth through his ancient means, he was outraged. He cursed the scribes spewing forth such a slew of blasphemy as to be very unbecoming for one of his high status and bearing. When at last he calmed himself, he focused all his energies on attempting to find another means of homecoming. He maintained regular contact with his wealthy family on the other side via messenger imp, and used their vast resources to explore other means of escape. He tried using an elaborate pulley system. He attempted to retrofit a flying black wagon with superior propulsion. He tried an imp raft, a hot air balloon, even prayer. Nothing worked. There was only one way to escape the downside, and now it's gone. Tinderstuff bankrupted his family in these vain attempts. At last, such was his shame that he retreated to the teeming woods of the Black Basin to Cinderroot. Yet, there he yet wallows, complaining to his comrades of the chastity who still put up with him, either about his own misfortune or the latest news from the other side. Throughout her exile, Tamitha Thane was motivated by a single goal to return to the Commonwealth and exact vengeance on her ancient enemies. When she realized the rites had ended, and that she would never see her mountain home again, she nonetheless remained determined to aid her people however possible. She had gathered certain information pertaining to the intentions of the Night Wings, who had formed a pact to regroup on the other side after the liberation. Other such reports exposed certain weaknesses in the Commonwealth's defenses and revealed to the Highwing remnants the opportunity for a risky but potentially impactful strike. As Tamitha could not participate in the assault, she learned what happened well after the outcome. On that night known as the Scribe's Return, the Commonwealth had fallen. The Highwing remnants thus prevailed at last without even having to fight. Soon after the fall of the Commonwealth, Tamitha learned her blood sister Pamitha was an accessory to the successful outcome. Tamitha was very skeptical of this, but as similar reports kept mounting, she soon accepted the prevailing opinion, however grudgingly. Once a messenger imp arrived bearing some sort of message seemingly from Pamitha, however, Tamitha turned it away. She would not give in to an impulse to forgive. Knowing that the conflict on the other side had ended, Tamitha retreated to the crags of Black Basin and grew ever more distant. Those closest to her surmised that her inability to reconcile with her blood sister was at the heart of this, though for her part, Tamitha never once admitted to any such weaknesses. I'm not ready to tackle Orlick yet. That is very sad. I don't know. I feel like not liberating Pamitha may have been... I don't know. I don't regret it, but I would have liked to see how things maybe would have turned out between the sisters had I done it.
Concealed Tiberius?
The Commonwealth had never provided a sense of home for the one they had called May the Moon Touch, so she was surprised on her return that she was so well treated. She felt uneasy about it, and besides, she knew that she would do her best to fulfill the pledge that she had made to her friends. Even she could not have expected the impact she would have on the events that followed, which gave rise to our Sarian Union. Despite not fitting the image of any of the 8 scribes, May nonetheless stood out alongside the others amid the teeming masses on the night of the scribes' return, spoke of the scribes with such conviction and sincerity that the crowd was very moved. After the fall of the Commonwealth, there was a renewed interest in the legend of the 8 scribes and many interpretations of their histories and teachings. May found herself at the center of all of this. Her way of speaking continued to compel a growing audience. She swayed many people from their astralist beliefs. Soon the 8th word, a theocratic sect believing that the 8 scribes were more than mortal and their words divine, which had lost favor with the people during the reign of the Commonwealth, saw her out and asked her formally to join, and she did right away. Though through it all, she would wonder how her little friend Tizo had fared. While they were divided now by a great distance, he always remained in her heart. She cited her relationship with Jodariel as the single most important in her life. Jodariel would always provide for her a circumspect perspective and the wisdom of experience. May always was devoted to her faith, but more so to her friends. Many people in the Sarian Union cited that her gentle manner and unwavering conviction helped them brave the changing times with courage and with grace. Oh, I'm so happy I let May go. I'm so happy. Oh man. I'm so happy. May just inspired everyone to go through with it. That was great. Alright. What happened to you? Several exiles of the Nightwings cared more for the plan of Sandalwood than to return home from the downside. The crone called Big Bertrude was a prime example. There you go. She had found a suitable environment to live within the dismal region known as the Flagging Hands. There she had built up a thriving place of business known to many exiles in the land. With the rites having ended, she returned to her preoccupations, working away almost as though nothing had happened. When one gets to be more than 400 years of age, perhaps then even monumental events such as the culmination of the rites or the collapse of the Commonwealth are seen as trifling matters. Much of her effort was doubtless due to the influence of Sandalwood, someone whom she had admired now for decades. He had made clear that he could not require her feelings for him, but what could have been a hurtful dismissal only led to a deeper understanding between them. By large, Bertrude kept focusing on her work, whether casting small enchantments or imbuing talismans. The work brought her a sense of purpose, she would say. In the Commonwealth, such services were strictly forbidden, but in the downside, there was a real need for simple luxuries, which the competing slug market could not always provide. Thus did Big Bertrude continue to live up to her name, and the tales of her days with the Nightwings made her that much more the living legend. With the rights drawn to a close, the slug market's revenues fell precipitously, right? And Falconron was forced to liquidate his assets and close up shop. Yet, as is sometimes the case with those of an entrepreneurial leaning, this time of hardship led to an epiphany, or at least a sudden change of fortune. One day, Falconron had a run-in with a messenger imp bearing news from the other side. Ron gave it one of his remaining trinkets which could not be sold. The following week, the messenger imp returned to him bearing a tidy sum of wealth and newly minted coinage from the Sarian Union. Falconron cut a long-term deal with the messenger imp then and there. Though his trade remained a grey area from a legal standpoint in the Sarian Union, the newfound fame of the downside caused Falconron's goods to explode in popularity. He later signed an elaborate agreement with Big Bertrude's and found a distribution partner on the other side through Rookie Greentail, whose business had expanded. Especially in the Sarian Union, Falconron's goods are still known for their superior quality, though he assumes no liability for any side effects. After Rookie Greentail earned back his freedom, he returned to a lavish welcome ceremony in the Commonwealth, as was the tendency for liberated exiles. It was everything he could have hoped for, and soon he was well off, surrounded by luxury, and choosing between various exciting opportunities. However, he must have given in to his better judgment, as he did end up siding with Wilfred Sandalwood's revolutionary forces as he promised. On the night of the scribe's return, Greentail was there with the others, inspiring the masses. He never looked prouder, the very image of Jomwar Many-Mane himself. When dawn finally came and it became clear that the Commonwealth that everybody knew would be no more, he realized many opportunities awaited. precipitously. Precipitously, okay. He ran quite a lucrative career for himself, manufacturing and selling replica merchandise inspired by the downside. His main struggle was to meet demand. An aspect of his conscience cautioned him against making light of such a thing, but the money was too good, and soon his family was well off, as he always said. One of his orders of business was to seek out one of his old companions, Pamitha Thane, to whom he took a liking during their quest for freedom. They bonded further over love of drink and supported one another through uncertain times that lay in store. He also kept in close touch with Gilman, ever the perfect practice partner. They would train together often, taking care to stay in tip-top shape as much as possible throughout the years. Greentail always did his best to keep in touch with his many friends and knew that he owed his fortunes to them. He made a special point of staying close with the group of friends he came to know so well during his time with the Nightwings, wherever they are. They shared a special understanding that put even Greentail at a loss for words sometimes. After liberation, Jodariel soon became an icon of the movement that led to the collapse of the Commonwealth and rise of the Sarian Union. Her horns and stern countenance inspired the people to believe that she was Solia Mur reborn. She became a great, if reluctant, leader. In the uncertain times that followed, Jodariel's seasoned expertise often came into play both in matters of security and of state. For instance, she conscripted and trained a team of volunteers in public safety. The community did not know what to make of such a cordial bunch at first, but soon came to value their service. They have stood for the people ever since, and we celebrate their founding day each year. She remained close with Hedwyn all through this experience, and they supported each other through their struggles many times. She kept an eye on May, who nonetheless demonstrated surprising knack to get by on her own, though Jodariel was always willing to provide assistance just in case. She continued training on her own, a regiment that grew stricter with each passing year. There were those who sought to train with her, and she sometimes obliged. There remained one other constant in her life. She would always remember her days among the Nightwings, and with fondness for the most part. After regaining her freedom, Pamitha Thane found herself in a difficult position. Having once betrayed her people of the Highwing Remnants, she knew that she would not be welcome in her native home. She did not trust the Commonwealth either, and said she found her place among Wilfred Sandalwood's agents who were busy doing their part to fulfill the plan. As it turned out, the plan was a success. Pamitha Thane stood shoulder to shoulder with her other fellow former exiles, and truly they were a sight to behold. A disturbing rumor later spread that night the Highwing Remnants were slated to mount an assault, which for some reason never came to pass. Pamitha denied any knowledge or involvement. Of course you did. Afterwards, Pamitha played an active part in negotiating terms between the Highwing Remnants and the new nation that would become our Sarian Union. Her previous attempt at something of the sort led to her exile. She must have felt some satisfaction to succeed this time around. Sometime later, Pamitha had an unexpected run-in with Rookie Greentail, with whom she had spent a fair amount of time while traveling with the Nightwings. Under these new set of circumstances, it turned out the two had more to talk about, or rather more in common. They would often put to test which one was able to outdrink the other. It is unclear as to which one of them prevailed in that contest in the end. One day, Pamitha received an invitation to return to the Highwing Remnants, where she was to be fully pardoned. She held out a hope that she might see her blood sister Tamitha there, knowing full well that Tamitha did not regain her freedom. Tamitha did later learn that Pamitha was welcomed back by their people. However, she never responded to her blood sister's attempts to contact her. Pamitha, in turn, did not expect forgiveness from her at any point. Nonetheless, she kept on trying to reach out, and she said to ruffle up her feathers just a bit. Later, when asked, Pamitha Thane admitted she felt as though she had no home to call her own. This was during an interview conducted amid an expensive trip abroad, for she had traveled thousands of leagues beyond the bounds of the Sarian Union. Pamitha continued to journey thus, citing that it reminded her of when she was younger and could fly unfettered. Aww. Mutual alcoholism bonding, yeah. I mean, that's the best way to bond, right? Alright, let's see. Wilfred. When the cycle of the rite ceased turning, Wilfred Sandalwood turned towards the starless sky and closed his eyes and prayed. That was all he could do at this stage of his plan. He aspired to assemble with liberated exiles representing each of the 8 largest ethnic groups composing the population of the Commonwealth. They would stand together as a vision of the 8 scribes returned, inspiring the masses to embrace an older set of values from before the Commonwealth had tightened its grip. With the rites ending sooner than expected, this ideal scenario became impossible. Sandalwood's own freedom, for instance, was now forfeit, yet the plan did have contingencies. We have mutual alcoholism bonding time for beer. Dude, I can't use a drink. Fortunately, most of those contingencies did not prove necessary. Word reached him that on the night of Scribe's return, his fellow liberated Nightwings stood together and their voices echoed through the streets. These former exiles who ought have disappeared into the ranks of the Commonwealth's own leadership now stood united with its people, who poured from their homes in solidarity. It was imperative to Sandalwood that this stand against the Commonwealth be peaceful in its nature. An overwhelming show of popular support would be more than enough. Ensuring that this was his priority, and in the end, the result was self-evident. The plan's goal had been achieved. Sandalwood kept busy after that as much as possible, providing counsel from afar to those who would be at the forefront of the birth of the Saurian Union. Of course, being stranded in the downside meant that there was only so much he could do. Resting assured that the future of the nation was in capable hands, he turned his attention to the reigning exiles of the downside. They might never return to that new nation, but at least they could experience its triumphs and its struggles in some vicarious way. So he took it to his old work, writing and printing. Ah, that's actually really nice. He wasn't lying, he was just acting sus? I don't know. We're not done reading his stuff yet, right? As literacy began to spread again throughout the Saurian Union, so too did exiles of the downside take to it. For his part, Sandalwood helped to teach as many as he could. More than that, he provided the material to read a semi-annual report about the latest events, both in the Saurian Union and the downside. This periodical gave many exiles something to look forward to. One of his allies in all of this was the imp, Tizo, with whom he traveled all across the downside. Someone often cited Tizo as the...
Kori's beer fun.
Thank you! Thank you, Phoenix. It's very kind of you. It's very generous. Thank you, thank you. Someone often cited Tizo as the wellspring of his own enthusiasm for a brighter future. Such was the creature spirit. Sadly, I don't really like beer, but I'll get some rum if that's okay with you. He welcomed the company of the reader of the Nightwings at every opportunity and counted her a trusted friend and a keen editor. He was pleased to hear that his one-time friend, Oralek, had once more become a productive part of his society, and he spoke little of their time together. Whoa, spoilers! As Wolford gained more fame throughout the land for all his sacrifice and his contribution, it is said that he remained steadfast about two things. The first was that the cause itself ought to remain in focus. The freedom that the people had achieved, it was a gift to be cherished, a set of values that needed to be nurtured. The second point he made was that he himself had little to do with the outcome. He would often praise the exiles of the Nightwings who had stood with him, each in turn by name. He never forgot any of them. One day, to commemorate his birthday, the people of the Saurian Union unveiled a monument depicting him and the Nightwings as imagined in their prime. While Sandalwood did not learn of it until much later, it is said that he was moved to tears then by the gesture. Ah! They've since ensured that those of us with memories more fallible than that of Sandalwood likewise remember the achievements of his fellow former exiles in our cause. Alright, big boy! Tell me I made the right choice. In the aftermath of the final liberation rite, Oralek at last returned to his nation, one he had not seen in nearly 2 decades. He scarce recognized that, after all, it was in the midst of transformation, a social and cultural upheaval sparked by Wolfred Sandalwood's plan. When Oralek witnessed the people of the Commonwealth standing shoulder to shoulder and chanting together on the night of the scribe's return, he looked on in silence for a time. Then he stepped toward the crowd. A murmur and hush moved through the gathered citizens at the sight of him, for they had never seen someone thus changed by the downside. But then Oralek raised his voice with theirs, and they all stood united once again. Ah! History would know him as the Demon Doctor, a term of endearment that stuck even after his horn started to recede. He lent his skill and service throughout the birth of the Saurian Union. The one he had called the Shadow of the False Nightwings was someone whom he thought of often. He knew he owed his freedom to her. Having witnessed that aftermath of Sandalwood's plan, Oralek understood at last what his former companion wanted. Years ago, they conceived a version of this plan. Now Oralek found he wished Sandalwood could be present to witness the reality of it. No! I'm okay. Along with his thoughts, Oralek would sometimes visit the memorial of the fallen leaders of the Commonwealth. Though other than such appearances, and notwithstanding his duties as master physician of the state, Oralek led a very private life. Few would have guessed that he once was one of the most accomplished ride conductors in the history of the Nightwings. History, of course, shall ensure we shall never forget. There's your choice made manifest. Yeah. Oh man, I wonder if choosing Oralek was helped turn the tides for the revolution as well. If that added to the success of our plan. After the cycle of the rite ceased turning, the lone minstrel bade the remaining Nightwings take the black wagon and seek their fortune somewhere else in the downside. Their parting was heartfelt but brief. He remained there at the summit of Mount Alodiel with Celeste, where the two of them would chronicle the final outcome of the cycle. Neither Tarek nor Celeste were ever seen again. We know all this now through song attributed to them. Some claim these songs originate in the taverns of the Saurian Union and merely were imbued with weight of folklore. You can spot it if you want, but know that everyone you release will have some kind of effect in certain combinations of different ones. Let's finish the game first and then talk later about it, if that's okay. Ever exiles liberated from the downside corroborated each other's claims at having met the stew that presided over the liberation rites. Another folktale suggests these minstrels were heralds of the scribes. Having fulfilled their obligations, they departed the world we know and rejoined their patrons. One of the famous songs describe another simpler outcome, that the two gave up their duties to the rites in favor of a life that they could share together. Ah, that would be so nice. In any case, they are likely to remain the subject of such verses and such songs. But it was they who watched over the rites and ushered in our times. I can barely read the text through the tears. There's one more account which warrants mention. The Nightwings conducted the rites under the guidance of a reader. Little is known of her. However, some accounts of her begin to paint a picture. We know she was of common birth, always directionless and prone to misremembering at times. She's just like me for real. Oh no. The journey to the downside left her close to death. It was then that the Nightwings found her. They brought her from the brink. She showed them the path. She pressed onward with the others. She had made a vow to help her friends be free. Thus did the cycle of the rites commence its final turns. When the final rite arrived, the reader's freedom was at stake. In the end, however, she remained in exile. From that point on, accounts of her diverge. It is said the voice which troubled her she never heard again. Some say she helped improve the lives of other downside exiles, though whether that is true only she knows. Someday, perhaps, that reader's own star shall emerge. Ah, no! Then it shall pierce the dark of night in all its brilliant glory until such time, and ever after, all of us give thanks.
Their journey began on a barren waste where the reader arrived.
No!
Afraid and alone. When she arrived, the book of rites awakened the Nightwings and ignited the flame. the scribes, they follow the stars.
I'm trying not to talk over the song. I'm sorry.
Strands in a braid till the end. The moon-touched girl hears the scribes in the world all around her. They have guided her home.
Tis all the wise, ever faithful to the cause of the night wings. He remained to the end.
Sir Gilman the Bold, ever in his
Bro, the last time I cried this hard at a game was when we played Endwalker.
has found his way home.
Oh my god, I can't stop.
Hermit the Thane, having pleased the scribes, seeking only forgiveness, she has found her way home. They follow the stars, bound together, strands in a braid till the end. Bound together, spirits tether, strands unbroken, scribes awoken.
You understand now why I love this fucking game so much? Yes.
Wilfred Sandalwood saw his plans turn to action.
Yes, I
He
understand now.
remained till the end.
Thank you, Sweetgrass. I'm glad you enjoy yourself.
The rock dweller Gertrude kept their foes at bay with her.
Thank you for joining me for it.
She remained till the end.
I'll take a second look at the lyrics after, since I'm talking over it a little bit.
The reader at last made the night wings whole, having bound them together. She remained till the end. They follow the stars, bound together, strands in a braid till the end.
My favorite of the Super Giant titles.
They follow the stars,
Uh,
bound together, strands in a braid till
I'm making that my new wallpaper. One more, okay.
And return to the stars, we shall find our way home.
Thank you for the head pat.
We shall find our way home. We shall find our way
Oh, there are more? What's this? Oh, is that the new Commonwealth in the quotation marks? I can't remember this, the Solium era. The end. I've had cards disabled for like an hour. I'm sorry. True Nightwing campaign mode unlocked. Press that button to return to main menu. I don't think I'm ready to return to the main menu. It's the Saurian Union. Thank you. Wow. No, I had cards disabled. I'm sorry if you guys were meaning to play some, but I just wanted to let the game speak. I need a hug. My thoughts is I really need a hug. Wow. I loved it. No chance for Zero to ruin it. I've learned my lesson. What a journey. I mean, if it wasn't evident, I loved all the characters, and if a game is character driven, it's like so easy for me to get into. Hug, you pronounced beer wrong. What? I said beer? Oh, thank you so much for the 15. Wow, thank you. Thank you so much for the 15 gifted subs. That's very kind of you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. So it was very easy for me to get into this game because I love character driven games, and just I was very skeptical going into this. But I think it really won me over around the second or third stream we did of it. God, I have a really hard time when it comes to saying goodbye to stuff like that, so I think this was like the perfect game with that, perfect game for me ever. I'm just sort of speechless, like all the different... Once you finally start conducting liberation rites, the game pulls no punches. Yeah, it was very good. It was very, very good. People want Pyre too, but this is done as it can get. It all feels incredibly final. But that's good. You know? It's good that it feels final. I don't know how I would feel about a sequel about this game. I don't know what they do with it. But let's, instead of talking about a potential sequel, let's just talk about what we just played. I find it crazy how much love and effort that they must have put into this game. Given all the different choices. The best part about this game is that no matter what combination you let people leave, it will have an effect on the ending. Yeah. Glad you enjoyed it, Kori. Enjoy the void deep in the pit of your stomach for a while. As someone who's played this game over 20 times, done most variations of the story, I want to say that you've made this one of the most enjoyable walkthroughs I've seen. I love it as much as a lot of us do. Oh, thank you, Nona. I hope you guys had a good time. Even losing the rights and letting opponents leave will have an effect. Oh. I do not regret any of the decisions I made. I like that the game gave me a chance to let Oralek leave. And I wonder if I had let Oralek win the right, would he have chosen his own freedom still? Does encourage to play the game the first time how it happens and not reload the losses. Yeah. I mean, I did reset a right once or twice, I think, but I hadn't lost at that point yet. Nah. I'm very happy with the decisions I made. I was genuinely... Depends, there's a thing with how Oralek ends his story. I see. Does it depend on, like, who the other option is besides me? But that doesn't matter. It's too much to go over, I think. But For like a lot depends if the revolution is peaceful or violent. Oh, I see. Okay. I see. It's like, or like he feels like somebody who would always go himself first. Really enjoyed my time. I'm glad. I'm glad you guys all seem to have a good time. I hope Sock enjoyed it, because Sock was actually the person that originally made me play this game via a redeem. So if you had a good time, make sure you let Sock know that it was a good choice to make me play this game. Yeah, I really enjoyed my time. Thank you. I'm just kind of letting it sink in. Do you want to know what happens if Tam and Pam are united? Yes, actually, tell me. Those that want to make Kori play other games. No, I cried at Transistor, but I didn't bawl my eyes out like I did with this game. They never reconcile, and Tam will main Pam in a fight later. Right. Damn. I'm happy that things ended up this way then. Kinda makes me wonder, because I redeemed game with 0 story, only gameplay. That's fine. That's usually more friendly for streams anyway. I was playing game cart last week and missed my chance because I fell asleep. Now I'm sitting on 2 of them. I'm sorry. It's because the backlog is so long. I have such a long cooldown on it. But I hope that once we can clear it up a bit, I can shorten the cooldown of it by quite a lot. But thank you. I'm very happy with how this playthrough went. Honestly, I'm super happy. But yeah, no, the only games I've cried this hard at on stream, at the very least, it was this game and Endwalker. So make of that what you will. Make of that what you will. That I cried at this game just as much as Endwalker. It's a very powerful story, isn't it? Like, fighting for your freedom. I was so skeptical about the gameplay when I first heard of it, and when I first hi Azimuth, when I first heard of it and when I first experienced the rights, I was like, how does this, why a sports game? But I think you sort of understand after a bit that competing and having a group of people. There's the random, oh, it's there over the chat. That was really hard to see. Having like a random having a group of people that compete against other group of people, I feel like that builds your bond to your group faster, right? And it builds the bond between the group faster because they all have a common goal, right? And I think I realized this about halfway through the game. I realized that it being a sports game works very much in its favor. But I understand that it might be harder to get into given the nature of it being a visual novel for at least half of the game. Super Giant games are golden. Jadari also has a ton of variety in writing, one of the most. I'll probably look into it off stream sometime because it seems like a lot to read. I'd like to experience more of the game. I'd love to watch someone else play through it. So if there's any other content creators you think that did a very good job playing through the game that you very much enjoyed, feel free to link those to me in the Discord. Can be a VTuber, can be whatever. I don't really care. I don't care that much as long as they're entertaining. I would love to see more perspectives of this game. A lot of very hard decisions to make, especially for someone as indecisive as me. Yeah, I don't want to spam all the info, but I can share info stuff on. It has so much variation. Yes, it does. It's insane. I don't know what I expected going into this game, but it's just very well done. I'm genuinely just like more or less speechless. I hope I'm not annoying anyone with going back and forth, but I love the characters, I love the music. I think this character design must be my favorite I've ever seen in any game. Hey, watch your Hammond, thank you so much for the gifted sub. I really appreciate that. A flesh tuber, preposterous. No, seriously, I think the character design in this game is the best I've ever seen. Seriously, these were the characters ever. It was very touching. I really enjoyed it. I liked that you could identify with a lot of the characters. It was very good. Was that you enjoyed it? Hope we juked the spoilers best we could. I think so. I felt fairly unspoiled about it. Even when I asked questions and wanted the answer, I feel like we've kept it all very vague to avoid things. Can't wait for Hades too. Yes, I will probably wait until the game's fully released rather than play it in early access. But I'm very excited to get my hands on Hades too. For all I didn't care about the game, since it's not my cup of tea, I do second the amazing character design. Bastion. I have not played Bastion yet. Will there be early access? Yes, Hades was in early access as well. I'm gonna turn cards back on now that we're done. Ah, that was very powerful. I think Pyre is a game that, well, I'd love to see a sequel as a possibility. I'm glad it's just a one and done. It's a very well told story. Yeah, I feel that way as well, honestly. Gonna have to avoid those early access spoiler streamers. Dude, I'm gonna mute every single word in that game. I'm gonna mute Hades. I'm gonna go on Twitter. I'm gonna mute every single name of every single character in that game. At least the main characters. I'm gonna unfollow everyone. I'm gonna make a rule everywhere not to spoil a fucking game for me. Bastion's very vague about its story. The gameplay is good. Phone off, computer unplugged, blindfold on. I will just disappear from the internet. You could just not use Twitter for one few months. No, I think... Wasn't Hades in early access for like a year on Epic Game Store? I remember Bastion being that sad. Do you know that it's a character when you are not spoiled? That's true. I mean, I already know a few of the characters' names, so... Almost two, yeah. It's not gonna be in early access for only 1 month. Yeah, it's gonna be in early access for a long time. Losing friends for spoiling games? Bro, if my friendship is only following someone on Twitter, they're not my friend to begin with. I'm gonna be real with you. Astrology ETFO by Kori on Twitter by meeting all the character names. Yeah. No, I mean, I consider some people that I've known over Twitter and I interact with a lot on Twitter. I would consider them friends, but if I actually like start muting people, I would just try to reach out in different ways. Bastion story is very vague. I don't know, we'll see. I might still check it out if the game isn't too long. Kori bans / mutes the entire Greek pantheon. I might do that. The one viewer called Krobus fanboy instantly muted. Can't be up too much since I am awake for 17 hours. I will head to bed. Wish everyone a good night. Hope that void at the bottom of your stomach doesn't stop you from sleeping tonight. Oof, we'll see about that. That was a journey. I really enjoyed it. So what's this, what's this true Nightwings? For players who have finished the campaign, your adversaries shall be favored by the stars themselves. Base difficulty system is heightened. All Titan stars unlocked and some must be used. Enlightenment required to rank up rescaled. Can't load checkpoints or restart rights. Book of Rights and White Loot fully unlocked. Stock market inventory fully unlocked. Feats of Glory introduced much sooner. Trying to think of some other rip your heart out video game endings. That was pretty a pretty strong one. I'm gonna be real. Hard mode. Yeah, basically. I wonder if it's any different other than just being harder though. Alright, let's see. What's the last song called? Was it Bound Together, someone said? All Ascend. Bound Together. Bound Together lyrics, all variants. Oh no. Let's see. I'll read this out for you guys. Well, honestly, let me launch the game again just so we can have the background noise. How many are there? It's like a different variation for every character. Let me just boot up the game so we have it as background noise. Never mind. If I alt tab it, okay, fuck it. If I alt tab, it just goes quiet. Hold on, I have one more thing I can put on the screen because if I put on the other screen, it'll ruin any emotional moment we might be having. So I'm just gonna. Screenshot. I have a screenshot on Steam of this game, and it's one of Tizo's dialogues, and it says, "It seems Tizo does not hold Lendel's mother in high esteem either." All right, let me put this on the screen. How about that? Okay, let's see. Pyre soundtrack. How about just the Nightwing's theme for now? God damn it, Nightwing's theme. Pyre, please! Just read my mind, please. I think this has lyrics, but it's fine. Let's see. Their journey began on a barren wasteland where the reader arrived afraid and alone. When they arrived, the Book of Rites awakened the Nightwings and ignited the flame. They followed the stars, bound together, strands in a braid, till the end. We sing of the last of the Nightwings who, having broken the cycle, shall live on in song. Hedwyn... Don't interrupt me. I'll just make it really quiet. How about that? Hedwyn remained, and he proved to all that he is no deserter. He remained to the end. Hedwyn prevailed and strode the path that his heart laid before him. He has found his way home. This is the one we got, I'm pretty sure. Hedwyn was there and proved to all that he was no deserter. He stayed true till the end. Jodariel, Captain Jodariel, keeping watch over all of the Nightwings, she remained till the end. Captain Jodariel, mother to many a foundling, she has found her home. This is the one we had. Where's played a card? Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's see. There you go. Captain Jodariel, keeping watch over all of the Nightwings, she stayed true till the end. Rookie Greentail, small in size but vast in commitment, he remained till the end. Rookie Greentail, he has proved his worth and returned to his family by the grace of the scribes. I'm pretty sure that's the one we had. Rookie Greentail, small in size but vast in commitment, he stayed true till the end. So like, there's 3 variants. Oh, one is if they don't succeed, I assume. And one is if they stay. And then one is if they succeed. I see. They followed the stars, bound together, strands in a braid till the end. The stowaway. The moon-touched girl hears the scribes and a downside around her. She remained till the end. The moon-touched girl hears the scribes and the world all around her. They have guided her home. Bro, this is killing me. The moon-touched girl hears the scribes in the world all around her. She stays true till the end. Tizo the wise, ever faithful to the cause of the Nightwings, he remained till the end. Tizo prevailed, first of his lonely kind to ascend from the downside. He has found a new home. Tizo the wise, ever faithful to the cause of the Nightwings, he stayed true till the end. Sir Gilman the bold, duty bound to honor the Nightwings, he remained till the end. Sir Gilman the bold, ever in his quest, finding honor and glory, he has found his way home. Sir Gilman the bold, ever in his quest, finding honor and glory, still true to the end. Pamathane, born on guilty wings, ever seeking forgiveness, she remained till the end. Pamathane, having pleased the scribe, seeking only forgiveness, she has found her way home. Pamathane, born on guilty wings, ever seeking forgiveness, she stayed true till the end. They followed the stars, bound together, strands in a braid till the end. Bound together, spirits tethered, strands unbroken, scribes awoken. Love seeing the Wiggly, I'm glad. Wolfred, the great mastermind, Wolfred Sandalwood saw his plans turn to action, he remained till the end. Wolfred prevailed as the Nightwing's guide, having led them to glory, he has found his way home. The great mastermind, Wolfred Sandalwood, saw his plans turn to action, he stayed true to the end. Bertrude, the bog dweller Bertrude, kept their foes at bay with her finest enchantments. She remained till the end. The enchanter Bertrude made her rivals pay with the darkest of curses. She has found her way home. What? Dude, Bertrude's NA must be crazy then. The bog dweller Bertrude kept their foes at bay with her finest enchantments. She stayed true to the end. The reader at last made the Nightwings whole. Having bound them together, they remained till the end. The reader at last made the Nightwings whole and ascended to freedom. They have found their way home. The reader at last made the Nightwings whole. Having bound them together, they stay true till the end. They followed the stars bound together, strands in a braid till the end. They followed the stars bound together, strands in a braid till the end. Now at the end, as we bid farewell and return to the stars, we shall find our way home. And then one of the comments said, and Sandra the Unseen, the reader smuggled her out. I'll leave the black and white on for now. Please. One's too loud, one's off. I hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough. Thank you all so much for joining me for it. He turned himself into a pickle, he stayed true to the end. I hope you guys had a good time with the game. Thank you for going through it with me. This has been a very, very emotional journey for me, and I had an amazing time. It was an incredible time. Thank you. Next year I'm gonna treat myself to some Nightwing Kori art. And you can't stop me. It'll be very self-indulgent, but I have to. You see, the reader has like this like brownish cape. I'll have that as well. Oh man. Can I have a corb orb? This has been great. This has been one of my favorite games that I've gotten to share with you guys. So thank you for going on the journey with me again. It was great. Thank you.